Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the Dishonored Wolf podcast. Got Rags and Baller here as usual. Actman, I don't know what the fuck's with Actman. He might come, he might not. I guess we'll see. How are you guys doing?
Brilliantly.
I'm doing well. I think things are great.
I released
right
my
now.
Predator video. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with it.
It's a really good film. I praised it.
Yeah, I like it a lot from what I've
It
seen.
subverts your Predator expectations.
Well, as long as it subverts my expectations, I think I'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all that matters.
Nothing else is necessary.
Not at all. So I got some videos pulled up, and the first one, we're definitely not going to watch the whole thing because it might actually cause severe brain damage if we do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I need to give some backstory to this. Someone commented on like almost every video I made, like in the same day, linking to this person's channel. And this person's channel, it's the same one that linked it. So she really, really, really wanted me to watch this video. So
It's she was like, watch this person's video, and it was her.
Yes.
Video?
Yes.
Oh.
And it's called Cornstarch Challenge, eating the whole box of cornstarch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you guys have ever tasted the sweet taste of cornstarch.
I don't think so. Is this the like part 1 in the Cornstarch cinematic universe?
Well, apparently, as far as I know, her whole channel is dedicated to eating shit like cornstarch, so it might actually be.
Yeah.
What is cornstarch?
Gonna be honest with you, I'm not entirely certain.
I'm going to Google cornstarch.
It's corny.
Well, that works.
It's, I mean, looking at it, I don't know. It looks like kind of like flour.
Well,
this could be cocaine. We don't know. Not confirmed.
well, she is black, so
Clabber Girl.
yeah.
All right, I guess that's the brand. Stay fresh with no mess. Wait, fucking for 40 minutes?
Yeah, this is why I said we're not watching all of this.
Wow.
Nice lipstick. You guys are gonna have to play it. It won't let me.
Oh, okay.
13.
We're going from 13,
This is
right?
a 40-minute sheet. Damn. All right.
Well, the first like
jeez.
7 minutes is like just a picture of the cans, so that's why you have to go so far ahead.
I don't know if this is a tough thing to do or not. I have no idea what this stuff is.
Yeah, I don't understand what.
That's why you have to go so far
Plus,
ahead.
I don't exactly want to look at it, so I'll Google it. Cornstarch. Cornstarch or maize starch is the starch derived from the corn grain. Thanks. Can eating
So it's
cornstarch
like-
harm you? Let me see. Often, though not always, craving cornstarch is related to an iron or zinc deficiency. People who eat raw cornstarch typically have pica, the extreme craving and consumption of non-food substances such as cornstarch, laundry starch, ice, or dirt. While cornstarch is used in food, it is not meant to be eaten raw.
Well, don't try this at home, kids.
Hmm.
Puts it to the camera like, this is proof.
It thickens sauces and gravies.
Why
and it's
would
great
you
for
use a fork? Why not
bacon.
a spoon?
Well, it's gluten-free.
That's
Wow.
why you would use a fork?
Yeah. I mean, if you were going to eat like gluten-free bread, you'd use a fork, not a spoon.
Why would
Why would you use a fork to eat normal bread?
In case it was tough and you needed to, or if you didn't want to get your hands bready.
Oh, of
Look at
course.
your
You know
hands,
what?
Brady.
It all makes sense now. I thought it was a plot hole. I just didn't think about it.
If you were allergic to bread and you didn't want to get it on your hands, you could use a fork to eat it.
It was funny if there was someone doing this in a movie, you'd be like, "This is so stupid." They had them use a fork, and it's like, no, people do that.
I'm so enraptured by this.
She just eats cornstarch.
Is it?
Eating it, the whole thing.
Okay. Why though? Stop showing the camera. I believe you.
She has an iron or zinc deficiency. Maybe.
Why did you want me to see this video so badly?
Like, you know what these movie essay critiquers would like? You know what would be right up their alley? Me eating a whole can of cornstarch.
Still more content than the average Patrick Williams video, though. I think she's making a point about society.
Well,
The fork represents the government. Cornstarch is the public.
what's the blue lipstick mean?
That's political correctness. It all makes sense if you don't think about it.
Is she gonna show it again? Show us. I don't believe that it's real cornstarch.
Wait, what? Oh, no.
Why'd you have to adjust it a fucking millimeter?
I was going to say, it didn't seem to do anything.
It doesn't
Oh,
even change the fucking angle.
is she in a prison?
Do you have anything left in the cafeteria? Well, we got cornstarch and spoons.
It's like, how much do you want? Yes.
Yeah, I guess you can eat it.
Oh, this is real old. This is from the 1800s. She's like, no, that's good.
For every can of cornstarch that you eat, it's a year off your sentence.
It's a worthy deal.
I wonder what
Do
her
you make
sentence
the-
was. Oh god.
Oh,
You
here we go.
Gotta show it
It's a-
again.
It's a dropping as she does that as well.
She has to keep reminding us that she's eating fucking cornstarch.
Do you think it's like in her head? She's like, I know, I can show them it, which delays me having to eat it. So this is a worthy thing.
I've never
It's a very strange
ate
choice.
I've never ate just like straight cornstarch out of a can, so I don't know if this is difficult for her. If it's like
Is this the whole thing?
Cornstarch challenge. Eating a whole box of
she needs to keep fucking reminding us what she's doing.
Cornstarch challenge.
She
Is this
keeps
for
reading out the
charity,
label
or-
of the video. Oh god, this must have not been fun. Was it worth it is the question.
Well, she's definitely done something that all the other food channels haven't done. Maybe that was her goal, just to do something unique. Because how many people do you know of that have just fucking ate cornstarch?
Give me a moment.
Did she do it?
I just keep expecting her to, like, spontaneously throw up all over the fucking table.
I thought she was gonna be like, I did. No, not yet.
Oh my god,
dude.
look at the fucking V-shaped gap between her teeth. No, gotta go for some more.
Please be done. You did it. Get to the results screen.
Get to the review.
Achievement unlocked. Oh,
I ate
Oh,
the
God.
whole thing of cornstarch. No.
oh no.
Good job, you did it. Now you're gonna die.
I passed the challenge.
I don't remember
I
this challenge.
succeeded the challenge. Yeah.
I succeeded the
Alright.
challenge.
Yeah.
And now she's just gonna eat it for the fun.
Now this one's just for me.
Mm-hmm.
This one is overtime.
Hmm?
What? I didn't say anything.
It's not all gone yet.
At the very least,
She keeps like being like, "It's over." No, it's not over.
At the
It's
very
oh my God.
least, she's
Did it.
not doing the fucking Tide
I
Pod
passed
challenge.
the challenge.
Okay, you've told us that about 6 times now. You gotta scratch your fucking armpit.
All those time it's over.
God, what a weird video.
I don't
Yeah, I
understand
get it.
why you wanted me to watch this.
No, stop it.
You don't need the more of it. She gonna.
Okay. Stop doing that. I just realized, what shit is she wearing?
It doesn't look like a shirt.
I passed it.
You made up a challenge and passed it. Good job. Yay. I've never heard of the Cornstarch challenge.
No, I haven't either.
Nor have
I've
I.
heard of like the ice
Wait,
bucket
she said
challenge.
I passed it and then turns off the thing.
All right, guys. So
Oh god.
Jared, wait your turn.
Alien review. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was I don't know what to say about that. That was the thing.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, that was well, at
Somebody-
least Jared will bring us back to reality.
That was
Oh
the
yeah,
thing.
this will be back to normal content
Yeah,
for fuck's sake.
finally, we can have a moment of lucidity.
So he reviews Alien, huh?
Yeah. Luckily, although he deleted his 500 sub channel, he didn't delete the channel that the Last Jedi review was on. So he's got
should-
a,
you
still,
should
he's still got a
start-
gold mine here.
You need to start downloading all of them, just to make sure that you'll always have them.
It's for
Luckily, there's a lot of
archiving
people.
purposes.
Luckily, there's a
As
lot of
soon
people that
as-
already don't like Jared. So,
Oh, they've archived his channel, have they?
oh,
'Cause I was gonna say, if he realizes you're using the old channel, he's probably just gonna delete that too.
there's a bunch of troll channels that are already dedicated to archiving everything he does.
Also, he's up to like 120 something. So my guess is that the old podcasts we have, there's been a couple people who've been watching them, and then flowing in a little bit to him or something, because his videos wouldn't be put on recommended, right? Like that would be insane. Like how would his videos get found by anyone?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good for him, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, time to hear what he says about Alien.
Yes.
What does he think about this marvel of cinema, this masterpiece of filmmaking?
all right, guys. So I'll admit I haven't seen this movie all the way through.
Christ, why did he do that?
We're off to a good start.
Why?
We are
Why
off to
can't
a
you watch
solid
the
start.
movie?
But I just want to give my review on it and let you guys know that I think this is one that you should really be careful about, because it's one of those overrated movies from the 80s.
Oh, really?
I just did some reviews on those. You can check
Thought it
out
was
if you
79,
like.
not
But
the
let's
80s,
talk
but
about
okay.
Alien. So, first of all, let's just say that, the idea of an alien from outer space attacking people is something that I think a lot of people could enjoy. But really, you have to be careful not to overthink it, because a lot of times in Hollywood, I've noticed, stuff can become kind of try-hard, and it can get stale because of it.
What?
What do you mean? Like, Alien's so
It becomes
simple.
try-hard.
What was try hard about Aliens?
Well, they
Or
tried
Alien.
hard to make a good movie.
Yeah, I wonder if you'll qualify that. I mean, fucking hell, Jared. 3 minutes and 20 seconds with you anyways, guys. That's going to be like 2 minutes of content at most.
And we're going to be about the 2-minute mark. He's going to say, well, to wrap up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just looking out for those anyway, guys.
Like the Mario Brothers movie and the Street Fighter movies.
What?
How the fuck is that?
How are you comparing Alien to the fucking Mario Brothers movie?
That's an
Because they
example of
tried
Hollywood
hard,
being
too.
try-hard.
Yeah, they tried hard and they failed, which means you shouldn't
Exactly.
try hard at all.
Yeah, you should try
Oh.
easy.
It's like in video games when you're trying hard to win and you do well, and everyone says, you're just a try hard. It's like a non-insult.
Yeah, because if you work hard to achieve things, that's lame. But if you don't and you achieve things, that's cool. It's like being Ray, and everyone likes Ray.
You have to stumble accidentally into success.
Makes sense to me.
It's
a
the
perfect
it's
example.
sincere.
They try too hard with it, and it ends up where it's just not. There's not enough action sequences, and it becomes stale. Like the story actually becomes stale. I know there's probably. I mean, there's really there's only so much story you can make with a movie like
You
Alien,
admitted
but
you
I just
haven't
felt like
watched
for the
whole
most part.
movie. How would you
How
know
could you-
if
yeah,
it,
how would
the
you-
stories got stale?
Not enough action in it. I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure there's not enough action in it.
I think simple
It was-
stories are fine as long as the characters in it are good.
I am pining for simple stories again. We've run out of them completely.
I mean,
as of late.
the whole last 15 minutes of Alien is just non-stop suspense and action.
But he hadn't gotten there yet.
Yeah, you haven't seen that bit, Wolf. Jesus, pay attention.
That's an
Don't need a
overrated
fucking
movie.
review on
But
it.
I will say though that it was fucking scary and scared the shit out of me as a kid. That goes without saying. But
Wait,
I
just to
just didn't-
clarify, did he watch half of it as a kid and is now reviewing it?
I remember watching it 20 years ago when I was a child.
I watched half of this movie 20 years ago. I'd like to review it now. That's,
I feel that now is the time.
It's unconventional, but I like it. I
I
like
really
it.
think it was that great of a movie. I think that I don't know, for whatever reason, a lot of people over glamorize a lot of shit from the
Over-glamorize.
80s and the 90s. Those in my opinion weren't the best decades. Like really, there was a lot of corny shit. A lot of
Corny shit. Yeah, you get that in every decade.
Give
though.
us a review of decades, Jared.
Like, the 90s were the corny decade.
So which was the cornstarchy decade?
Oh yes, and which is the best decade? Is it
Um,
our one?
Oh, yeah. Every new decade is the best decade.
try hard shit, and I think Alien is no exception. Even Jaws, I thought Jaws was kind of corny and stale, but you know,
Corny?
again,
How
it's
was
like
it? How was it stale? It was like
All the,
you can't.
because all the
It's
you
a
know?
movie, so it must be stale. Even though they like
Uh,
revolutionized their genres.
Let's just start talking about Jaws. You've got 3 minutes, dude. you gotta stay on topic.
can't hate on it because it has such a cult following and it has such a
It's not
I
a
don't
cult.
know, just a charm to it, I guess. That
Yeah, Jaws is mainstream as fuck. Like
I mean,
it has
I
a
would say-
huge audience.
I mean, things like The Evil Dead have a cult following. Things like
The Room.
The
The
Room.
Big Lebowski.
Well, I don't know. The Room has almost become kind of mainstream.
Yeah, it would definitely would have started as cult, but now
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there.
It's like what happens when
like everyone
a cult
enjoys The
film
Room.
blossoms. It'd be like maybe, I don't know, Pan's Labyrinth?
well, either way,
That's a
Jaws
good one.
didn't. Jaws did not. Jaws had the same success story as something like Star Wars. It released and everyone fucking loved it, even
Yeah,
though it was
it's
a
not
horror
like-
movie.
Not like Ralph Bakshi films or something like that.
Of course, not everyone loved it, but it certainly wasn't a cult success, or at least not from what I understand cult means.
You know it was when it first came out? This The Wizard of Oz.
Same for what was it? I think no, there's a film I'm thinking of. I wanted to say Event Horizon, but I don't think that was it.
It might. It sort of has one now.
Oh, the Thing, the
Oh,
Thing
The
remake,
Thing,
John
yeah,
Carpenter's
yeah,
The
yeah,
Thing.
yeah.
That was not liked when it came out, and it is now looked at as like an incredible film. Which, yeah, I guess
I love The Thing.
that's what happens over time. I don't know. Interesting stuff, but yeah, it's a classic Jared review, and I appreciate this insight.
that you can't hate on any of these movies. But yes, I do think Alien is one of those movies where it's just extremely overrated and mediocre at best. But you know, again, like I think it's worth watching, but like don't get your hopes up. It's not one of those movies.
Don't get
that,
your hopes up over
you
this
know,
movie
I would
I never
consider-
finished.
What?
Mediocre
Doesn't
at
make any
best.
sense. How can he possibly reconcile that?
It's so interesting that he hasn't actually talked about the movie.
Well, yeah,
He said it was scary and the plot was stale. And
it's
that's
overrated,
it.
mediocre, try hard.
I don't see how you
Yeah,
could
but-
possibly think the plot was stale because it was such an interesting fucking film.
Oh yeah, I still remember when I first watched it. When they get into the ship, I was like glued to the screen. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Oh yeah, when they like first showed the space jockey, like before they got to the eggs.
The entire ship, the whole thing is fascinating. It's just like, 'cause it's the first time you've seen any of that shit.
Interesting.
God, now I want to watch
A
Alien again.
5 out of 5 by any means. Cult classic. I don't even think I would call it that. I just.
No,
I
it would be
think
called
What
a
do you-
classic.
What do you mean? It's like he's decided whether or not it should be considered a cult classic. It's like, no, that's a thing that is just binary. There's things you could look at. It's like you don't get to. Oh, it's like
it
down with
is.
thrust being like, did GTA 5 fail? That is the question. It's like, no, the answer's no.
Like, it is, but I don't know if it is.
Yeah, not by my standards. It's like, who the fuck
But it
cares
could
about
be.
your standards?
That's, if you're looking for a cult classic, a lot of those kinds of movies are more on the lines of like horror movies. The reason is because a lot of horror movies back then, people, they weren't try hard because they knew they wouldn't make a lot of money to begin with. Like horror movies, there's only been one horror
What?
movie I can
Wait,
recollect.
how
that's
was
ever
Alien
gotten,
try hard if no horror movies were
Academy
try hard back then? Doesn't
Well,
make
I
any
think
fucking
I think
sense.
that horror movies are try hard.
He's saying that people didn't try hard in Alien horror movies because they knew they would make money. What?
I don't know. Let's see.
the money to begin with. Like horror movies, there's only been one horror movie I can recollect that's ever gotten an Academy Award.
That he can
I
recollect.
believe it was Silence of the Lambs, and of course going to Anthony, or the guy who played the crazy dude.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
He had half of it. Actually,
Hopkins. Yeah.
At least he got one part of the name right.
Yeah. First name. Really, it's the most important one. You know, Anthony.
I like this proud little smile he has on right now. Just like I remembered part of it.
Like, I remember the name of a movie. Yeah.
Brain fart. You guys know who I'm talking about. Anyways, but yeah. So Alien, in my opinion, is just one of those movies where they could have just cut a lot of the bullshit out and just put in more aliens. You know what I mean?
The more aliens, the better. They're just crawling on the walls, and they're coming up from the sea. Out
you
down
should
from
watch
the ceiling.
Aliens. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, that one's got it. And the thing is, that Aliens doesn't actually have aliens on screen much at all.
Yeah, it's. Isn't it like an
just
hour and
understood.
20 minutes before you even see one?
There's
yeah,
a
it's the
compilation.
understood threat that they're everywhere and coming for you.
Yeah, there's compilations on YouTube of like just the alien scenes in the Alien films, and these are like 2 to 2.5 hour movies, and there's like 5 minutes worth of alien scenes.
Yeah,
It's like Jurassic Park and dinosaurs. There weren't really dinosaurs on the screen too often.
At least until Jurassic World happened, and then
I was
it
gonna
all
say,
got
at
fucked
least-
up.
at least until all of the modern interpretations of these franchises, where they were just like la 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 la, dangling keys in the front of the screen. It's like, yay! I love the idea that he's like, they didn't use the alien enough. It's like, no, no.
If they used it anymore, the movie would have been bad.
And he
Oh,
probably
God.
thinks like AVP and stuff. Those are the best Alien movies and the best Predator movies.
Oh god, if he likes AVP Requiem, that'll be a fucking trip.
Requiem.
We need his review for that. Unfortunately, though, because Wolf pointed out today, he's released a video. It's called a Rogue One review, and I checked out some of it, and I think he's aware now, and like he opens with saying he's describing like the Last Jedi, and then he says, "Oh wait, that's the Last Jedi." It's like, oh,
It's like, Jared, you can't be self-aware.
It's
That
not
ruins all the
same.
fun.
so this is why you're gonna have to get all these videos, because this is classic pure Jared.
Yeah,
Before,
before he realized that we liked this.
yeah.
It ain't the same. It just
Nope.
ain't the same.
That's just my opinion, guys. You're welcome to think differently. That's really all I got for this one,
That's
though,
nice
guys.
of
So
you.
thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Peace.
That's nice. That's kind.
Thanks, Jared.
Thanks.
You
Jared.
didn't say a fucking thing about the whole movie, but thanks for telling us.
Regrets the surgery. Brandy's replacement.
Yeah, so this is turning into my new favorite genre of YouTube video, is just watching Wings of Redemption fucking lose his shit over everything.
So he's a streamer, right?
Yeah, he used to be a YouTuber. Now he's a streamer. He, I'm not exactly sure about all of the lore behind it, but apparently he got surgery, like weight loss surgery, or at least he was supposed to get weight loss surgery from all of his streamer tips, and then he did absolutely nothing, and he just eats his fucking life away still right after the surgery, and people just keep seeing him complain about how fat he is because he won't stop eating.
I'm so fat, guys. I hate how fat I am.
Wings is fascinating as a case study as well. He's very funny.
I've never watched Wings of Redemption. I've heard of him, but I've never.
It's crazy because he used to make like not the best content, but like watchable videos back.
He's
that's
a cautionary tale. He's in the big book of cautionary tales, along with people like Spoonie and a bunch of others who just like were once a thing and then became laughingstocks of the universe. Unfortunately, it's not a great thing that these things happen, but they are good ways of letting us know what not to do. When you're,
everybody can profit from a bad example. And there used to be a time in human history when the worst aspects of humanity would just sit alone at home and nobody would ever know about it. But now, thanks to the internet and live streaming, everyone in the world can enjoy seeing these kinds of people in their natural habitats.
Isn't that beautiful?
It really is. It's a miracle of nature, I'd say.
Yep.
Needs more action.
Technology.
Needs more action.
Barely walk. My life can't get much worse. Look here! Look, listen! I just can't do it.
The way he grabbed the blue Yeti. You come, you motherfucker.
I can't take this shit no more, man. Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out. Whatever. I hope your family dies in an automobile wreck. I'm fucking lonely. I want to fucking stream.
Are you, just random question. Do you guys ever throw controllers out of like anger with games?
I never have, no.
The only time I've ever thrown a controller, it was actually a mouse back when I was like 5 years old playing a fucking computer Power Rangers game. And that's the last time I ever remember really raging at a game and breaking something when I was 5.
I did plenty of game rage in my time, but like I was not someone who had strong access to anything easily. Not a rich family, but I had friends who would regularly throw shit at walls. I remember being over their houses whenever they would do it, like playing COD or whatever online. I'd just be like looking at the controller smash against the wall, being like, "Why? Why would you do that?"
Those are expensive ass controllers too. It takes
controller's like $50.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous how expensive they are.
Insane.
I mean, why are the fucking controllers almost the price of a full fucking game?
They're like 50, 60, jeez.
But yeah, like Wings has destroyed so much of his own shit over time thanks to rage. Didn't he throw a controller at his own monitor and break it? So that's what he did.
It was either that or he punched the monitor. I can't remember. I think he's
Jeez.
broken several monitors, actually. One of them being a 4K monitor, and you know how fucking expensive those are.
I always like, not to be mean, but it's just like he has the fucking, exercise bike in the background all the time as well. It's like, why is that?
My favorite part is how he'll like eat shit in front of his exercise bike, and he'll just lean back and show you his fucking gut. And it's like, God damn it, Wings, stop it.
Have a good time, baby. Have a good game. Appearing offline does not fucking stop it. So stop giving fucking advice. I just woke up.
What is it, boy?
I just woke up. I'm not. No. First off, it's not stealing gameplay. Second off, Skate wanted to do it.
He's not watching.
Whoa.
He's not playing the game. He's fucking watching someone playing the game and streaming over someone else watching play. What the fuck?
I have not heard of that before.
That's how lazy do you have to be to not play a game?
Is that like, would you call that wrong? Like, as in,
Yes.
I know it's lazy, but like, is that like stealing? It's complicated because
I would say the caveat is that if you are commenting on it in terms of criticizing it or
Like this.
like what we're doing to the video, but if he's just sitting there talking about something random while this plays in the back, then he's not doing anything transformative.
Look in the corner. He's got his fucking Streamlabs thing up. So he's asking for donations while he watches fucking someone else play the game. I mean, I know that Wings fucking sucks at this game because he couldn't fucking get past the first enemy. But
I've heard he's generally not very good at games at all.
Yeah, that's definitely
part of his thing. You should watch the video of him trying to fucking play Spider-Man. It's fucking hilarious. He can't get up he can't get up a fucking tower, and he started saying, "I hate this game, and you guys made me buy this game." And it's like, you just fucking suck at games, Wings. I don't know what to tell you.
You should work for VentureBeat, is what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
So like, I'm like, here, I'll stream for you. You just like, you look at it like a hangout session.
Hangout session.
New F-150 or new Tacoma? Hey, Alps guys, you mind unban me? A friend told me to come in here and say the phrase. I got instant ban. Yeah, we'll unban you, Alps guys. There you go.
Oh yeah, he bans everyone who does
it fucking matter, dude? Honestly.
Jeez.
Would I play Black Ops 4 beta for $2,000? Yes, I would. Yeah, this is give me God of War difficulty. Yeah, I beat the game.
$2,000 he'll play the fucking Black Ops 4 beta.
It wasn't bad. It's fine.
I'm curious about his audience, like, 'cause I have no idea what numbers he pulls, but are they majority just ironically watching him, or are they fans?
I think at this point they're just ironically watching him.
Do you think that he's the mother, Jared?
He might be.
Jared's godmother.
He's like, when Jared levels up to a certain point, he gets to choose like a new class specialization.
Based on his hairstyle.
Fat, lazy, angry streamer. Instead of maybe humorous, sincere lolcow.
I wonder what a Jared Genesis stream would look like. Would it be this, or would it be fucking something else?
Nah, he would do something. He'd like dance or something.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I think it would be fascinating. See, this is why I was like interested in getting Jared on to respond to like a video essay, just to see what kind of shit he would say in response to what they're saying.
I would be legitimately interested, yeah.
Because I wonder if he'd be like, let them have their opinions, guys, or if you like get frustrated. Like I said, if we found a Ninja Turtles review that was negative, and just
kind of cared about, you know,
and he's like, "Fuck this guy! He doesn't know what he's talking about."
Could have a sort of passion that we wouldn't be able to give.
Like Jared has too many moral scruples to do what Wings of Redemption does.
Jared is more moral than fucking Wings of Redemption.
And I think it's true though, like, because Jared's always he does often talk about you know, like his how he views things, and that's not cool to do, or you shouldn't do that, or it just isn't right. Like I watched his video yesterday, the quartering one, and he has, it's very strange, and it's not very easy to understand, but Jared does possess some kind of code of ethics. It's just really weird.
I'm just ignoring all the questions about weight loss and like people asking redundant things designed to make fucking videos on me. I don't have Call of Duty 4 Remastered, and I'm not even gonna bother downloading unless you donate what you say you're gonna donate. I hear Canton, you'll get banned if you keep talking mess, dude. Nothing really to be happy about, man. Yep. Honestly. I just woke up at midnight. My sleep schedule's still fucked.
We are here for
I'm kind of lonely.
I do not care who they are.
Aww.
And like I want to get out the house. I want to do shit, but at the same time,
but instead, I'm just gonna sit here while I stream someone else's gameplay.
I don't really have friends, so I'm sitting here stuck playing the same stuff over and over.
But you're not playing it.
Yeah, then play something new.
You demonstrated that you're not playing it. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Just go to your library and just pick a new game. I've got games I've bought I haven't played yet. I started playing Syndrome the other day. Yesterday. It's just pick something.
Don't get it, Rex. There's no choice.
I have to stay
for
inside.
the people.
Over again.
This is for
like my job is just people picking on me. Got Logan, you're about to be banned again because I'm sick. Because people are using my surgery against me to the point that I'm unhappy that I even got the surgery, because people are using it as a liability clause against me. It was an idea to change my life.
It's because
people
the reason people are shit talking you for your surgery, Wings, is because you got the surgery and then you decide to keep eating and then do nothing about it.
He did get it.
As far as I'm aware, he did. I think there's
Is there a
like
way to
some more
confirm?
backstory behind it, but I don't pay too much attention to Wings, so I don't know all the details. But as far as I'm aware, he did get the surgery. He just decided to keep eating and not working out and get fat again.
Oh shit! He got the surgery in Mexico.
Why would he get it in Mexico?
Is that provable or?
I see two things pop because first off, Google is saying, "Did you mean Wings of Redemption surgery?" So I'm not the only person to ask. Lord of the Wings, this channel that we're watching here, Wings of Redemption got the surgery in Mexico, and Wingtings is a channel. It said Wings of Redemption Mexican surgery. From May 25th, 2018. I'm just looking through Reddit real quick, but I don't know. I guess it's not confirmed for me. Maybe it's like common knowledge for everyone else, but I don't know anything about the Wings of Redemption expanded universe or the lore. So I'm not certain.
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know a lot about
position about him releasing the surgery documentation.
Because it seems to be like accepted that he got the surgery. I'm just curious if there was like definitive proof, because he could have lied, right? Possible.
I think there's like pictures out there of him in like the hospital bed with shit connected to him.
What was it the same surgery Boogie got?
I don't know.
I don't know what kind. But Boogie's actually lost a lot of weight.
Wings looks no different from how he did before the surgery. So
this change.org petition says viewers collectively donated over $20,000 out of charity for YouTuber and Twitch streamer Wings of Redemption to get a life-changing weight loss operation in Tijuana, Mexico. Despite their goodwill, Mr. Jordan has yet to prove this surgery will take place. And that's from
20,000. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
People really wanted him to get it.
So this was
I don't know why people would give him that much money for.
Do you think that's
how much they hate him?
Do you think that's like meme money, or is that like care money?
I don't know.
It's hard to say because I mean, like I said, I think most of his viewers at this point are just ironically watching him to shit on him.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, although we don't tune into his streams and donate to him.
Correct.
Yeah.
I would never give this guy money.
Like, I'm not progressing fast enough because people are always watching a constant eye on me.
Let's see him get his ass kicked here.
Oh my god, dude, there's an L right there.
Wait, so he does play it sometimes?
I don't know. That's the thing. You have to ask whether or not he's playing this or not.
Yeah, I
Very
completely
strange.
forgot that wasn't him.
All right. Here's the thing. Like, if I go too far down, it spawns more
Would
enemies.
it not be
So
hilarious
I gotta
if he's
keep...
commenting, trying to pretend like this is him playing?
I'm assuming that he does both then, like, because...
Well, look how fast his hands come up after he dies.
And you
It's
don't
like
hear,
instant
like-
his hands come up.
And it's not like he's like dropping the controller because you don't hear anything like fall.
Yeah, his hands
He's-
just instantly come up once
Is
he's
he
dead.
fucking pretending to play the game?
I mean, he was before, but I think it was like a I don't give a fuck attitude about it at first, but now maybe he's actually trying to pass that on as if it's a thing that he does.
Fucking tricked himself into thinking that he was playing the game.
I have no idea. I don't know if maybe it was a combination of clips or... Who knows, man?
Yeah, there was
but
a
as far as
bunch
I
of
knew,
jump cuts.
Well,
he
has
was-
his outfit changed?
I don't think so.
No,
Still wearing the same white shirt?
doesn't look like the sun's changed it either.
I don't have like any white shirts.
Them played in the back. Oh, come on. Alright, come on. Yeah, I'm fucked up. Hero Cannon, you're most likely gonna get banned from the stream. Since you did that chargeback shit, never trusting you again, dude. God, you guys are getting so aggressive.
Oof.
Quit with that fucking run attack, seriously.
You sorry, you don't get to push him into the pit. Oh, no, you do. You did that time.
Fucking did it. Shit, son. The problem with Siege is I can't play Siege without 5 people. And I'm so sick of trying to get 5 people to play Siege. So look at it this way. I've only made, past all the donations and stuff so far this month, I've made like $300. Like, I'm not making like money like I was when I was doing this before I had the surgery. I really need to make this fucking money. I really wanted to get this fucking surgery, man. I wanted it so fucking bad.
Jeez. Jeez.
I don't believe that was real for
Wow.
even a second.
Oh, hell no. Especially because...
God, when Jared Genesis was crying over his, like, autistic friend, like, that was, like, actually genuine, which made me feel bad. That just made me fucking laugh.
It leveled him up anyway? That's bullshit.
That was a fucking mundane Matt cry.
Thank you.
You're a
I'm charging his
fucking
back. You're
Niger
a
lover.
fucking Niger lover.
Oh god, he's playing The Witcher 3 now.
Where's the color?
Yeah, why is it fucking black and
Oh, the whole
white?
screen.
My days just...
Oh wait, what did she? His grandma walked into the room. I
Wait,
wanted
can
to
you
know what she
rewind
said.
that?
Yeah, let me go back.
Oh wait.
Fucking Niger lover.
Yeah, Grandma, I'm working.
And my shit stick.
My day's just starting, dude.
What
Zach,
is this
you-
shit stained?
Let me...
My shit sticks. Sam. Jordan.
Yeah, Grandma, I'm working.
And my
I'm
shit
working.
stick.
My day's just starting, dude. Zach, you can't even play Siege better than me. So go to hell on, man. Do I like streaming? Not in its current state, no. Well, this is what people have been crying for. They
Current
want to see me
state.
play God of War difficulty. Here it is. Why is there no chat interaction? Because it takes a lot of concentration to play this game on the highest difficulty level. You wish I would lighten up? What's your ideal chicken wing? Like sauce with wing chips. That's fucking fire, son. Matter of fact, I need to eat a little bit. Give me a second, guys.
You mentioned food, I gotta go grab some food.
Your ideal chicken wing.
Oh jeez.
Oh.
Pete, thank you for thinking I'm trash, buddy.
Oh, why
don't-
eat on stream?
You don't fucking eat on stream.
Even says it on it, drinking water. I haven't had soda since February 27th.
Oh, really? Drinking water. As
Bullshit.
opposed to burning water.
I guess he's saying he's
Fire
drinking
water.
water as
You drink
opposed
fire
to
I gotta have
water.
my
sugary
protein
stuff.
shake today as well.
Speaking of fire water, let me go grab beer.
Mods, can we get rid of this spamming of the face, please? Go ahead and time some people out.
Spamming of the
Anybody
face.
spamming faces will get timed out. I'm warned. I'm looking mainly
It's everyone.
Prince Spaghetti's hairline because, like, you complain all the time you get unbanned unfairly. You're so quiet when you play video games? Yeah, like... Unless I gotta talk, I usually don't. Like if I was to sit here play it by myself, I would sit here in complete silence. I mean, Shay, if you want to come try this shit on God mode, I can pass the controller to you. All these once popular YouTubers are broke now. Makes you realize how stupid and undeserving they have. Well, I'm not broke actually. Like people make fun of me, but like I've set myself pretty good up in life.
Yeah, it is
My
kind of
house
crazy because
pretty much paid
Wings.
for.
I remember back in the day when like Call of Duty YouTubers were like huge, like back in
Oh,
the
yeah,
Modern
it
Warfare
was
2, Modern
huge.
Warfare 3 days. Wings, I remember distinctly. He was in a competition against X-Jaws, like a $10,000 competition or something with some insane amount of money like that over just playing the fucking game. And
Also,
I think
I thought he
X-Jaws won, but
complained.
just the fact that he fucking was in that kind of competition and was able to get that kind of money, and this is where he's at now, is kind of crazy.
I thought that he claimed that he was running out of money as well. That he was like, I need donations.
Oh yeah, because he's like always complaining about how he doesn't get enough donations. So
But he just said, he's like, I've set myself up good. It's like, okay.
It was like, I don't get enough money. I don't get enough money. And you've been doing it for how long? Like, do you get
God.
enough money to make it a living thing or not? Or do you just... I mean, that's what people wonder about guys like Mundane Matt. You know, like they say it's their job and everything. And you have to wonder, is there any heart in it? Is there any desire to do it? Are they just chasing... Do they like the idea of doing it, but they don't actually like doing it? Can they
Also,
make
like-
enough money to actually make it worthwhile?
just casually streaming and playing a game and randomly responding to chat, like, even I have my limits for it's just like, you really refer to that as like, please leave me alone, I'm working. It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
That's what people do to get away from working. Like, you...
Fucked up.
It's crazy. Because, I mean, if I was in Wings' position back then, where I had, like, fucking thousands of dollars rolling in from fucking playing video games, I would have just, like, set myself up, like, alright, I'm gonna buy a house, pay the whole fucking thing off, and then I'm set.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I just wonder what they... Yeah, I just wonder what the
Practice.
fuck they wasted all their money on.
Kind of debt of any kind. Was the other
Probably mac
13K
and
of
cheese.
the surgery money going to? It's most likely going to go to pay my house off. Pretty soon, like, all I really got to do is pay, like, the fucking light bill and the water bill and my phone bill for the rest of my life and upkeep the house. Like, when you start buying houses and shit, you realize how actually set up I am. And, like, a lot of you guys are really young and you look at me like I'm the worst fuck up in the world. Just wait till you get out in real life and you actually meet people that are gigantic fuck up.
Oh, dude, that just reminded me. Jared said that we all think he's like crazy or a little bit stupid or stoned or whatever, and he was like, I can tell from that all of you are neckbeards who stay in your basements and don't actually explore real life because you would have met many people like me already. I was like, what?
Man.
I wish I met...
I've met odd people.
I
And
wish
I
I
could-
met
we
more
could-
people like Jared. That'd be fucking hilarious.
I don't know if you want to cover that video because it is relevant considering it's the response to us covering it, because it'll
Yeah,
be
we could
funny.
do that. It's very strange though, because like I used to work in like hotels and restaurants and stuff. So like people was my job, talking to people.
Yeah.
And you meet all sorts of folks. And I'm not saying some of the people that I've met couldn't be like Jared, but Jared
I have
is
never met someone like Jared before.
he's something else. Normally when you meet people at work in those situations, you don't really get to peer into their, their soul or anything like that. It's not like Jared's,
Yeah.
streaming, talking about, stuff that's personal to him or things he cares about.
I mean, all three of us. I know Rags definitely has. I worked in retail for I did like 2 years of between different retail jobs, and then Wolf, you're still in work that would have you interacting with other human beings, right?
Sadly.
Which, yeah, like, because he says that we're all antisocial, and I was just like, no, I deal pretty well with people
Yeah.
in retail.
Pretty much all of my jobs were basically revolved around front of the house kind of stuff, where you have to talk to people and you have to be fairly charismatic and you have to be able to resolve issues and deal with difficult people, and it's not something everyone could do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't make nearly enough money from YouTube to even last myself a fucking month, so I need to have another job.
One last thing, though, I just have to mention was he says something like, you shouldn't make fun of people just because they have a first impressions of a movie and they get a thing wrong or two. In the comment section, some guy said,
Darth
get a
Vader
thing wrong
killed
or
Han
two.
Solo.
You literally thought Darth Vader killed Rey, and then Jared responded to it with, fuck you, man.
Like someone who wasn't even in the film, you thought that they killed somebody else in the film
Who wasn't
didn't
even
die at
dead.
all. Yeah, someone who wasn't in the film killed someone in the film who didn't die in the film. Give me just a second, I'll be right back.
There's dudes that are there's dudes out
Oh, wait, Rex
Shut up,
is...
I'll be back. God damn it.
Fair enough. Well, what can we talk about, Wolf? How we're gonna respond to every video essay on YouTube until we've covered every single one of them and said that we should only be subscribed to, me, you, and Rags.
Yeah, we're just going to be responding to video essays until we die.
We've got, like, we had, like, 4 when we finished the last one. I was like, okay, so we'll be able to get that 2 podcasts out of them. Do you know what I have now?
10.
21.
Fuck, really?
And yeah, and there's a few of them where I'm like, okay, we have to do this one. We have. There's loads of them that are just like, there's one called My Thoughts on Doom that someone sent me, and I was like, okay. And I checked out, like, it's got a huge amount of dislikes, and it's a guy ripping into Doom 2016 for, like, it's just bad in every way, shape, and form. But I was just like, oh my god.
I mean, maybe if he was talking about its multiplayer, because that's kind of a clusterfuck. But no one gives a shit about Doom's multiplayer.
But yeah, that'll be one that I think Rags will like as well, just because pretty sure he likes Doom a lot.
Oh yeah, I love that game.
There's one called How Loki is Definitely Still Alive. I haven't actually seen it, but I'm just like, is there actually a way to prove that he's definitely still alive? I'm just curious with that one. Then there's Movie Bob's video where he's going to be going over plot holes and then objectivity and subjectivity mentions as well. And I was like, okay, we have to cover that. There's a whole bunch of Last Jedi ones that we still have to cover.
God damn, we're gonna be talking about The Last Jedi until fucking Star Wars ends.
It'll be, dude. I think we will be talking about The Last Jedi after Episode 9 releases. It'll be like we talk about Episode 9 for a couple of weeks, and then we're like, anyway, so The Last Jedi. Like, this is the important thing. And then people are like, you see, it's a genius film. It's like, yeah, definitely.
Geniusly fucking retarded.
I would just reference people still talk about The Room. I guess it's as good as The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
If not better. I mean, I would prefer to watch The Room, but that's up to everyone.
I would watch The Room too.
I already watch The Room like once a month, so.
Would you rather watch The Last Jedi or Predators? The Predator, the new one.
Oh.
If it was Predators, I'd definitely watch Predators, but ooh.
If it was on my own, I was gonna say if it's with people, I could laugh my ass off with them at the Predator, and I was like, if I was on my own, probably still the Predator, just because The Last Jedi fucking infuriates me. While the Predator, I ended up laughing at lots of it because I couldn't believe it was happening. Shane Black wants to make another one, by the way, and he said, like, as soon as we get box office success, we will. And it's just like, please sing.
Oh, let me check. It's called The Predator.
Yeah, and it's been out now for a decent chunk of time, so you should have some numbers on it.
All right, Rotten Tomatoes. Let's give this a check here. Critics are at 34%. Audience scores at 49.
That's better than it deserves.
Better rating than The Last Jedi, I guess.
Also,
Roger.
yeah, how the fuck? Wait, yeah, fine, whatever.
Let's see. Brian on RogerEbert.com, Brian Tallarico gave it 3 stars. Metacritic currently has it at a 49. Ooh, boy. 4.7 from users.
What about its opening weekend? How was it?
Like how much it made? Let me see.
Yeah.
The original Predator. Oh, it's a fun fact about the original Predator. Fuck that shit. The Predator box office. 90. No, that's the first one, I think. Movie box office mojo.com. Total domestic as of September 18th is 29 million.
How much did it cost to make the film?
Production budget was 88 million.
Oh.
So double
it's been
that
out for like almost a week, hasn't it?
Well, okay, so the worldwide it's 65 million.
Still
it might
some money back.
Yeah, it might be enough for them to consider a sequel, but I guarantee if they make a sequel, it'll do like even worse. It'll be the same thing as Solo, probably.
That's
because
rough.
I think it's been long enough where people were like, yeah, I'll see Predator again. They probably remade it pretty cool. Like some people are citing the fact that fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't in it, and that's what ruined it. And it's just like, no, that's not
it's
the
23
problem.
million below the production budget. That doesn't count marketing.
It's like saying that Terminator Genesis would have been better if Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't in it. I mean, he was in that one, and it still sucked.
Yeah.
Same with Terminator 3 and Terminator Salvation. He's perfectly capable of being in movies that suck.
Well,
Terminator
anyway, back
3,
to Wings,
did
I
that
guess.
suck?
What?
Did Terminator 3 suck? It's been so... That was the one with
Christina Loken
the
as
Avatar
TX.
guy, right?
No, that's Terminator 4.
That's Salvation.
4.
The rule of thumb is they all suck past 1 and 2. Like, but they're all different degrees of suck.
Yeah. Terminator 3 was a piece of shit movie until like the last minute and a half. Where it was like, oh, we got this really great nuke scene. It's like, what the fuck?
Yes, but it shat on the whole fucking message in the second film, though. The whole
Yeah. Well, that's
We
why
changed
you have to
fate.
separate that 1 minute. You gotta separate that 1 minute from the rest of that piece of shit movie. And you're like,
Terminator
oh,
3's
okay.
subtitle could have been or not. because the second one was called Judgment Day. And it's like, oh, we stopped it or not. Either way.
Interestingly, Destructoid just tweeted, "The Predator is one crappy motherfucker." So there you go.
I can't.
I don't get how AVGN gave it such a like decent review. It blows my mind that he would have liked it. I know that's like stupid to say because I don't like anything, but anybody who loves the classic film, I would have thought would despise this new one as a just fucking sad insult. But yeah, I guess anyone can like anything. That's the rule of thumb, right, guys? Anyway, wings make me happy.
I've met that are like in their 50s that still rent like places and have no money to their name whatsoever. You're not growing up at 2021. You're still a kid at 2021. You might not feel like it, but you are. Keep in mind, like I didn't really grow up until I was about 28. I'm not.
Yeah, dude, you're like in your fucking 40s, and you definitely have not grown up yet.
Right, man. I had a job and I was paying my own bills at 19, so that's up to you, man.
I'm curious what his requirements are to be considered grown up. Interesting stuff.
45 and 32. Chris, new sponsor. The reason I complain about donations and like subs and stuff is not because I don't have money. It's because I have anxiety. I probably need to go up.
So
like my
anxious
doctor
that I
wanted
don't
to
have
kick me
your
up on
donations.
Lexapro to 30 milligrams because there's a fine line you got to walk between being zombified and having a personality. And I told her I wasn't on Lexapro long enough to determine the effects because mainly I was going through a body change as well because I'm eating very little calories, and it's more of like feeling like everything that you built is falling apart. Like take it like this, because the way I look at my Twitch channels, I look at my Twitch channel like a personal business. As of right now, I'm reinvesting in myself. I got $5,000 I got to pay for school coming up, hopefully in the fall. I want to go back to the gym, which that's already paid for, so that's just. But like the reason I'm saying this is because that's going to take time away, which time I have, but I got to fix myself.
That's like one of the scummiest things that I think you could do, because for me, I'm like, I'm putting a lot of money back into the channel now. It's just me for bills. It's me money income, you know. But the idea that you're going to say this money is for X, and then you don't spend it on that's like fraud or something. I don't know. That's just one of the scummiest things that you can do is to tell people if you give me money, it'll go towards X, and it doesn't get done.
I mean, he's not got a great reputation as it is. I don't think like even that. I think people assume that about him, even if it wasn't true, just because of he cannot do PR. He doesn't know how to deal with people.
He doesn't come across as likable, and that's probably the biggest factor of when I like when it comes to things like Patreon. Like if you make good content, but I think you're an asshole, I'm not giving you any money, you know. But if you come across as like a nice guy who makes good stuff, and I feel like I like you and I want to help you, then that'll do way more for it. But this guy, I wouldn't give him a dime.
He's apparently making enough money to just keep making. Like, who's giving him money? Why?
Well, he lives with his grandmother apparently, and Lord knows there's so many circumstances where we have younger people leeching off of older people. When it should be older people retire, leech probably isn't a good connotation for the word, but you know they get old and they've lived a life and they've done their work and they have the younger people that they can rely on to help them out. It shouldn't be that the younger people who should be out there doing stuff with their youthfulness, ideally, they should be the ones who are putting in the work, not mooching off of people, not living with your parents when you're 30 plus, 20 plus. Now that I think about it, I don't know, man. Some about people. I couldn't stand living with my folks. I mean, I love my family, but I gotta have me space and me time and me doing things for me.
Yeah, it makes sense.
My situation, like right now I'm on a really bad sleeping pattern. I live in my head so often and I have so much seclusion time. Like most of my day is just me here by myself thinking about shit. And then you have people that don't help the process by just sitting here and like creating doubt for me. No, I'm not doing Painkiller 400. Let's see, looking at your Facebook, how many F-150s did you own? Looks like multiple ones in less than a year? No. Have I tried the Black Ops 4 beta? No, I got no desire to play Black Ops 4. How much longer will I be streaming? It all depends. It all depends on how many people are interacting with the chat and stuff. Like, I was probably going to sit here and play this for all night. I'll probably go 5-6 hours, and that's probably when the daylight came. I was going to go walking in the morning. Like, that was my game plan. How does it feel to be bigger than Boogie 2988? A lot of people are bigger than Boogie 2988 now. He's like 350 pounds. Is it true you're going to buy a Ford Raptor? Probably not. I pretty much know the people who charge back by name at this point. I don't really care about my channel growing, man. The reason I complain about donations and like subs and stuff is not because I don't have money. It's because I have anxiety. It's more of like feeling like everything that you built is falling apart. I don't really care about my channel growing, man. I've never actually seen incest go down. Nah, I don't want. I don't want a career where I'm going.
I mean, me neither. I've never been privy to the side of that.
I would hope to God I would never see that.
I mean, and normally, like, that would be strange, because normally if you saw, like, a guy and a gal going at it, you wouldn't assume that they were related. You'd have to know them.
I think I'd actually, like, kill myself if I saw that happening.
I don't even get it. Like, does he ask people just to make sure? I don't know.
Like, hey, can I watch you guys? Also, are you related?
Sir, is that your mother? Is that your sister? If so, get off. It's nasty.
I'm gonna sit down.
It is a crime.
Most of the day. Like, if I'm gonna change careers, I want to do something that's got me up and out and dealing with the public.
Bullshit.
I've done my time. I've done 11 years in the chair. And
What?
Like,
I did 11 years in this chair.
Bullshit that you're gonna do something like that.
Bullshit. You're gonna sit on your ass in front of a computer.
Yeah, I don't believe it. Sorry, I have to see it.
I'm over it at this point. Would you fuck Boogie for a Ford Raptor? No.
More eating. Jesus Christ.
Can you mute the mic even? No?
No, like, one of the things that bugs me more than anything else is people who have the fucking nerve to eat while they're in, like, a call or in a Discord room or something, and you could fucking hear them eating. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Maybe he has fans who, like, want to listen to the ASMR of it.
Oh, God. Jeez, what a disgusting sound. The sound of other people chewing food up. Ugh. Jesus.
Oh.
Don't have a favorite serial killer. If you refer to a site called Plenty of Whales, it kind of tells you what kind of a shitty person you are. Hey guys, how do I stop my balls from slinking like dead things?
Slinking like dead things?
What the
No
fuck?
clue.
Dead thing.
I don't even know what they mean by that, honestly.
How tall am I? I'm about 6 foot, 6'1", somewhere in that ballpark.
5'11".
Why do you have 3 chairs in your room? Well, one's the chair that I've had most of my channel. This is the chair I used to have, and that's the chair I bought to replace it, but I'm still too wide for it. It's more of like, let's grow into it kind of chair. Why is it still there? I've had it in the room for 11 years. Didn't want to get rid of it. Would you fuck, marry, kill, king, sub, Woody, or Boogie? I don't do those kind of questions, Ray. Those questions create sentiment, and people use the answers to go tell people. No, she's not one of Gangsta Grandma's friends. I'm not telling you guys anything about my life because you see what people did with, like, the last time I told you about a girlfriend I had. Brandy got blacked 32 some odd times.
Oh. What? Birds of a feather.
Come on, I was holding the block button. Fuck you. God, I hate this guy. You can't ever punish him. Like, he has very little punishable stuff. Exactly, dude. Like, first off, what do you want me to do? Like, look over here and read while I'm fighting God of War on the highest difficulty?
Every single time he says, oh, it's on the highest difficulty. Like, you can't let that slide. Like, by the way, you know.
Boss that you can barely punish if you have full concentration? God, it's fucking blind shit, dude. Let's go ahead and restart this one. Yeah, like, the key to this guy is almost to let Atreus kill him. God, this fucking blind bullshit. I hate it. Look at that. You can't even get away from that. Oh my fucking lord. You can't like the the blind shit, son. The blind shit. Like you're
You see,
$252 he's made doing this shit. There are people working their asses off, and he's got $252, man.
you see, if I'm streaming a game, I'm playing it on either a lower difficulty or I'm not playing something hard like Dark Souls because I know that I would fuck up about 100 times, and I'd rather just play something that I can like turn my brain off if I'm streaming and like interacting with my chat.
He's a professional. He knows how to.
Oh yeah, professional.
I mean, technically, but when it comes to games, it's like, man, there's one thing where it's a challenge, and it's one thing if I can play the game and I always have to keep my wits about me, but where I'm constantly respawning and dying and respawning and dying and trying over and over, it's like, eventually it's just frustrating.
sitting duck because he has attacks you can't block, and he always uses them when you're blind.
If your mother was still alive, we would not be here at all.
Ray knows. Ask questions that don't get me in trouble, and I'll answer them. How many hot dogs can I eat? No clue. I can't have bread yet.
Ask questions that don't get me in trouble?
Yeah, then
What does he mean by that?
He follows up with, how many hot dogs can I eat?
He pretends like he doesn't know.
That's like the level of question you could ask him. Anything else is too much.
I'm like, I don't know, maybe 3 if I'm really, really hungry.
What
Soup,
kind
is
of
that
hot
Burger King
dogs, you know?
It's like 2
what
for
kind
me.
of hot dogs? Flavor?
Salads? No, it's not. It looks like baby food. Honestly.
Ugh.
Hey, Ray knows. Let's see what Ray knows says. Is my grandma Sean Lake, and are you allergic to porn? Like, you see these questions you ask, man? These are the questions you ask. No, my grandma's not Sean Ranklin, and no, I'm not allergic to porn. I don't have. There's.
See, I can imagine a whole culture in his stream of how do we ask questions to get him to say stupid shit without realizing. That's the only goal they have.
There is no good meals. I never get to eat to the point where I'm like satisfied anymore. Like I gotta eat real slow. Like I've had that soup since that was my dinner last night, and I didn't finish it, so I went to sleep.
Ew.
and
Why
probably
are you
finished it
eating
sometime
fucking
about 8
day-old
o'clock in the morning.
soup?
All right, Ray, I'm gonna ignore your bits at this point because like you don't understand the concept of answering sensible questions. Red Kilroy, you also don't stream in front of people for 11 years. The chat interaction will happen when people start asking me questions that are obviously troll questions. I'm not gonna answer obviously troll questions. Getting me closer to my Ford Raptor. You're going to donate a lot more than he's donating. I know it's the bits.
You know what happened to
Ray
Brian?
gave like $5 worth of bits. Alright, ban Ray knows, please.
Dude, you know what he said? I don't answer questions that are obviously troll questions. I would love him to edit that right next to, how many hot dogs can I eat?
Porn.
Oh, that fucking attack. Let's go. Let's see. Good shit, Wings, for trying this game. Well, thank you, Allie. How much? Alright, troll question. Troll question. I'm struggling. I went into this boss with half health, dude. I banned Jordy Zodiac Killer, please. Your damage is no joke on this early.
He
You
has
watch
other
guides on this
people,
game.
like,
No,
moderate
I
for
played
him.
the
Shit,
game
that's
on
fucked up.
Give Me a Challenge, and now I've watched.
The best part is like I've seen a couple of these Wings of
Lord
Lord of the Wings videos, and some of his mods are trolls too, and
Yeah.
they'll like approve troll posts just to fuck with them.
Because to be an unironic supporter of this guy seems to be pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Very
that's
rare,
where
too.
I'm at.
Wait, what do you do? Oh, I'm a mod for Wings of Redemption.
Wings of Redemption.
Yeah, you
That's
don't want
my
to tell
claim to
people that. They feel like confused at first.
Yeah, that's when you say, "Oh, I on the internet, what do? I just, porn."
End of October is when I start going to the gym. It's not.
Yeah, I'll go to the
cold,
gym
man.
at the
Like,
end
I
of
can show you
fucking
I'm not even in a
October.
party right now. See? No party. Jay Motes, I don't know if you noticed, my sub count is going up. All the people that left are people that were just here for rage, and they're like, oh, he's not going to rage, and then they just fucking leave. Wings, X-Ray was banned after donating 900 bits. Do you think he deserves a second chance? No. No, he doesn't. Because I let him sit here and troll for almost half an hour before I banned him. Alright, let's do something else. That is
A little
frustrating
squeak.
me. I think that's gonna be the stream for today, guys. We can't play Rainbow Man because there's not enough people on. We can play Dark Souls. Allie Bear's the character. No, I just name all my characters after girls. No, I'm not gonna be playing the Black Ops 4 beta. No, we're not playing Fortnite. All right, we're about to go back into sub-only mode. Can I play Siege? No, I can't play Siege because people get team kill me in Siege. There's too many trolls in the chat. Back in the day, Dark Souls was like the only game in that I could play that actually fixed my anxiety. The problem with games is like people won't give you time.
There are other people who've said that. There's a guy who's got a video about how Dark Souls saved his life. I don't understand it entirely, but you know, because like everyone can find that media can console them, but Dark Souls is an infuriating game when you first play it.
Yeah, that's strange.
For most people, to help with anxiety or depression, it's
Animal
confusing to me,
Crossing,
but fine.
Stardew
Like
Valley.
to each their own.
These games saved my life.
Because once you get good at Dark Souls, or at least understand it, I could see playing it casually, and it can make you feel a bit better about stuff. But yeah, it's strange. But you know, humans are humans. Anything can work.
To like actually master them. It's like God of War. I pushed God of War off because people were making fun of me. It's like, dude, I'm playing on the highest difficulty setting right out the gate, and I'm dying, sure, because
How
the
long do
game's
you
not
think it'll
meant to
take
be
him to
played on
fuck
that
it up and start
difficulty
raging
right
at
out the
this
gate.
game too?
Could you ban Dad's meet a Mitch, please? Big
Well, we've only
Poncho,
got
you ask again, you're
50
getting
seconds.
banned. Anybody can look up where the Great Scythe is, so I know where to go get it in the catacombs. Nah, I'm done with YouTube, man. I'm done with YouTube for at least a while. We're not playing Siege. Wow, he backstabbed me. Alright. Hey, that's the stream. That's the stream for today. Everybody, you have a wonderful day. We had one more donation since the donation. Lord of the Wings.
I'm a 30-year-old.
Well,
he actually is the age of Jared, so they might just be like separated twins or something.
Long lost, you know.
wait, is that a Downward Thrust video? Life as a single-player gamer in 2018.
Yep.
Oh my god!
I thought it was about time we go back to see a good old Downward Thrust video. It's been a few months.
Jesus Christ, what a name for a video!
Hard, but not hopeless.
Life as a single-player gamer. What does that
There's so many
mean?
amazing single-player games out there. That's crazy.
Oh, jeez. It's gonna be doom and gloom. He's always doom and gloom.
I feel the alcohol coursing through my veins.
Are we watching that next, or is it someone else?
I don't know what is next. Is that next?
I think so. Yeah.
The firewater.
Have you ever played a game that made you realize, wow, I wish there were more types of games like this? This weekend I stayed up all
I'm so... if one of you guys made a video and opened like that, I would take it seriously, but it's Down with Thrust, so I'm just like, oh, here we go.
I would never waste the time and effort to black screen with the text. I know that. I'd just be like, just ask it. You ever ask yourself, man, I wish there were more games like this? Well, boy, have I got the game for you.
To be incredibly critical, it's like people could say that about multiplayer games, not just single player, but go on. I'm assuming there's more.
all night at my friend's house playing one of those games, and it was Prey Moon Crash. Moon Crash isn't even a full game. It's a DLC developed for Prey, released in 2017. Honestly, I didn't even know it was coming out. My friend just happened to have been playing it. It reminds me of a throwback game, and amidst the downpour of multiplayer games today, it makes me realize how much I miss the good old-fashioned...
How the fuck is that like Banjo-Kazooie? Holy shit.
Like, you know, I played Prey Moon Crash, and my mind instantly wandered to
Banjo-Kazooie. Why?
Why
would you...
similar to Prey in really almost every way. Really, it's just the graphics.
I fucking guarantee he hasn't played Ukulele. If he misses Banjo-Kazooie, you should at least look for its fucking spiritual successors, but probably not.
Yeah, man, just the other day I was, playing some Battlefield 1, and I was like, this kind of reminds me of Spyro.
I was playing Battlefield 1 today. I couldn't help but think, man, I need to pick up Mario again.
Such a bad comparison, but go ahead, Downwood, go ahead.
Yeah.
Because being a single-player gamer in 2018 can be challenging. Some say...
What is that?
That's an interesting
challenging clip. It's the same logic as when people are like, man, there's no good music nowadays. It'll be like, we've got every moment that passes is the best time for games and music, as in even though all these shitty movies are coming out, we've still got all the best ones that came out.
Yeah, they're still good.
And I
there's
guarantee
so much
you
coming
haven't
out.
played or watched all of the best films and games. Like, go and find some. The doom and gloom, because you could say it about me. You could be like, you just complain about all the bad movies, we don't watch good ones. I'd be like, oh, well, I mean, I'm trying to point out trends in my video, right? Like, with all of those franchises in a row having the exact same treatment of being dreadful. It's like, there's something going on there. But, of course, there are still good movies. I still absolutely confirm. I mean, Infinity War, I said, was a good movie, so definitely exists. But, like, single-player gaming, I seriously doubt he has played every good single-player game. And there's still there's more games that come out every year as the years go by, right? Like, for every year that passes, there's more in that year than any other.
Player games now. There's
no way that he's played all of them. He's just played a selection, like God of War and Prey, and he's like, I wish there were more games like this. It's like, there are. You're playing them, you fucking idiot.
It's a time of having to scrounge for a good single-player game that they are going the way of Dodo.
What?
There's a ton of single-player games, you fuck.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Not just that, but if does that mean we've been doing it the whole time? If ever there wasn't a time to scrounge for single-player games, then you still are not in a time where you have to scrounge. Just go play them. There's no way you've played all of them. I haven't played it. I don't think between the three of us we have played all the single-player games. Like, come on.
No. Absolutely not.
But if you look hard enough, there are a few gems out there. You just have to get past everything else in the way. Over the past few years, the gaming industry has gotten really good.
I'm curious, what are the things that are in the way, and how do you qualify something being in the way? Like, say, for example, I'm like, I want to play a new single-player game today. Do I, like, go on a library in Steam and go, nope, multiplayer, nope, multiplayer? I'm going to have to play these to be able to play the single-player ones. It's like, or can I just skip past them? What is he talking about getting past?
Most of the games on my Steam library are single-player games, because I don't really like playing I used to like playing multiplayer, but I just not really into it anymore. I mean, sometimes I'll pick up Battlefield 1 or Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 when there's fucking anybody playing it, of course, but...
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean, that's like, when I first saw this video and the title, I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. There's a ton of amazing single-player games out there.
And of course, he's just going to go straight over topics that are huge and not qualify anything, because he just wants... You know what he's appealing to, right? Like, we can all see it. It's that mindset that games just aren't as good as they used to be. It's bullshit, though.
I think that's bullshit, too, yeah.
It's based on...
Amazing games.
I would argue it might actually be based on, like, a sense of nostalgia.
Well, yeah, because we've had X years for those old games to get filtered through the quality, the quality strainer. Whereas now... it's just that when something bad comes out now, it's kind of in the news. Everyone's talking about it. It releases, so that's its primary period of notoriety. Whereas if you look back, in hindsight, you don't have to worry about that. People forget about the really bad games for the most part. And it's the good ones that still stay.
And you're lucky being in modern times, because you can actually look at lists. You could be like, Google best single-player games, and then find a bunch of lists and be like, oh, I haven't played that, let's have a go. Simple. While let's rewind to, let's say, 1970s. It's like, yeah, that was probably much worse. Go to 1980s. Still pretty bad. 1990s. Like, well, you've got a selection there, but it's not easy to get to them, and you have no information.
I mean, if anything, I think there's been a resurgence of single-player games as of late. Especially huge RPG-style ones. Because... Again, to relate to movies, it's like there's still plenty of good movies coming out. It's just that all of the classic franchises are being ripped apart, which is evidence of, like, trying to make money. I get questions all the time of, like, why do you even go to the movies and support Hollywood anymore? It's like, because there are still some good movies that come out.
Yeah. It's just that bad movies are also coming out, and we're discovering that they're bad.
It's just that there's way more to say about the bad shit.
Like, when I went to see Solo, I was like, this could be good. We'll see. Same for Jurassic World 2. Not very much the same for Predator because of the trailers. I was like, this looks so fucking bad. And then the script leak, but... just doom and gloom.
At churning out a lot of games. I look left and right, and I see all my friends with party hats on playing...
So what?
So...
Yeah, multiplayer games are fun.
Your friends playing multiplayer games means that there's not enough single-player games? Is that what you're trying to say, or...?
Didn't he just say he went over a friend's house to play the single-player game?
About DLC he didn't know about, too.
He's trying to appeal.
His fucking friend is ahead of the game.
He's trying to appeal to the audience out there who don't like Fortnite now. He's like, ugh. It's just so annoying that like everyone's playing Fortnite. It's like, yeah, they should be playing League of Legends. God.
Well, he is a League
Playing
fan.
multiplayer games all day. Most of them are smooching on Fortnite, PUBG, CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege.
What?
Okay, is that a bad thing?
Yeah, a lot of
Meaning
people
what?
like
What does that
multiplayer
mean?
games.
I mean, I don't give a shit about any of those games.
I'm
But
curious
I'm not,
if all
I'm
of
not gonna
those.
shit on someone else for liking it.
Yeah,
I'm
they
curious
like
if
the
any of those
vanilla
people
competition.
play. I wonder if any of those people play single player games or they only play multiplayer.
And even
And
then, if they only play multiplayer, that's not a fucking bad thing.
I'm confused. Why does his friends need to play single player games for him to play single player games?
Yeah, I thought the whole point was that you could enjoy it irrespective of what other people enjoy.
I mean,
God damn it! There's only 1 minute in this whole video.
I see friends on Discord all the time, you two included, playing games I've either never heard of or don't play myself, and I don't have
That's
any
'cause-
fucking issue
Well,
with
Mahler only plays one game.
it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really play it. It's not a game that is played, but you know, I played all the way through God of War and I liked it. That's single player, I think that counts. It might count. It's not like it was incredibly successful and it's like one of the most mainstream single player games that released this year. But
I mean, all my
Whatever.
favorite games, or all my most anticipated games over the past year, have been single player games. I haven't really given a shit about any of the multiplayer games.
interestingly as well, I'm pretty sure he has a video on God of War saying like, why do we not get any games like this anymore? And it's so funny because it's like, what about that one though?
You know what's funny is he recently, like, I think it was only like a week ago, he made a video on Shadow of the Tomb Raider and said this is like one of the best single player games, and I've been playing it lately. It's definitely not one of the best single player games I've ever played. But,
Yeah, I watched some of that stream you're on. It looked very like, ugh, this is
I
very
mean,
restrictive and
yeah,
regressed
gameplay
a little bit.
wise, I mean, it's the gunplay and the platforming is fun. They took out some things I liked. Like, there's this function that the first two had in the reboots, that is, where you could find little artifacts and like learn more about the culture and shit. And they took that out, and I was not happy about that because I liked that. They took out executions. They fucking streamlined the whole fucking leveling up system. Weapons aren't as fun anymore. I mean, the gunplay is still good, but if anything, I think this is the worst of the reboots. It's just fucking bizarre.
You just hate women.
But this is the thing, as many people point out, he doesn't have opinions, he doesn't have a personality, he regurgitates things he finds online.
Yeah, for all that we've watched him, I know nothing about his personality. Nothing
Oh,
about
he
his
would be
character.
great to have guest on a podcast, just because you'd be like,
Robot.
so Downey, what do you think about this? He's like, I agree with what you have said. You're like,
Oh god,
okay.
kind of like that one podcast I was on, Mauler.
Oh god, yeah.
What
I
now?
think you guys covered it.
Something like that. For every good single-player campaign out there, there seems to be
No, you just named the most popular 5 multiplayer games. And there's probably more single-player games you could name than successful multiplayer games. If you just put some effort into it.
Yeah, I wonder why he's limiting himself to like AAA big studio releases.
I mean,
I don't know why he would impose upon himself that unusual restriction.
yeah, I mean, my most anticipated game to come out next year is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That's by no stretch a AAA game, and that's single player. So
Yeah, the last game not single player only game that I went through and beat was Echo, and that's a little indie game, and that was neat. So I don't know why he's giving himself these restrictions.
I mean, and dude, he hasn't even like made real points yet. Like we're only a minute in. Who knows how bad this video is going to get? Because I'm surprised he's managed to stretch this into this long anyway. 'Cause he's got
eagerly
nothing to
waiting to take
say.
their
But we shall see.
space. Some of them are good, others not so much. Many breed a culture
Okay.
of copycatting with the likes of The Calling 2, Radical Heights, Metal Gear Survive, squeezing the juices until the fruit runs dry. It can leave the gaming environment feeling suffocating, and gamers might want to turn to a single-player game to avoid breathing it all in. Most
I really like. It's getting nitpicky, but like, I really hate the way that he says stuff. Those random
yeah, me too.
pauses.
Yeah,
It's really frustrating to keep thinking about why are you pausing there? Why are you pausing there? It's like it really makes you think about this thing. You're like, are you like out of breath?
Multiplayer games are competitive, designed to get you latched on to the endless stretches of player progression, trophies, achievements, cosmetics, leaderboards, and all that stuff, drip feeding you content over time and commitment.
He's saying it like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, it's like those are selling points that they would put on the box.
It's like if you didn't have it, people would ask for them. People love leaderboards. You kidding me? It's like, can we get some player progression, please? Can we get some unlockables?
Yes, those are bad. As if you don't have leaderboards and progression and unlockables in single-player games.
Yeah, like Cluster Truck, for example, you can play that entirely single-player, but you'll add yourself against other people's leaderboard scores. It's like, oh, they're only there to just get people to play it more. It's like, no, I like to compare my times with my friends, but okay, bad,
yeah, like
I guess.
even Doom, you know, it has the arcade mode, that's single-player, but it compares you to your friends.
Yeah, last couple Tomb Raiders have leaderboards, and those are both single-player games.
Commitment. Hoping to fix at you immediately has to open your mouth wide for more. Hopefully a little bit of your wallet as well. It's a race to keep you interested amidst the deluge of gaming's other distractions. Some of those games fall flat on their asses, spitting out not enough.
How controversial of you to say that Battlefront 2 is bad.
Enough content to justify the price tag. The games that do well, on the other hand, are taking strides to be progressive, like Fortnite, showering players with rewards and things to do.
How is that progressive?
I thought you just shot on Fortnite.
Yeah, I thought these were bad. A second ago, you were like, these are like things about a game.
Do you think he's going to give us another existential question at the end of, do you agree with this question, or do you think it's genius?
Dude, it'll be completely unrelated. He just says something like, what do you think about the new Tomb Raider game? Like, wait, what?
As they continue to evolve their game. We participate
Just a comment on the Tomb Raider video he made. He made that a week ago. Tomb Raider has been out for like a week now. And it's like, how
he
could you
reviewed the game.
Yeah, how could you possibly make a fucking review of it? Angry Joe did the same fucking thing. He came out with a review within like a week. How could you possibly have enough time to explore that entire fucking game and make a good review on it?
It takes me a week to do a 2-hour film. It's like, actually, hour and a half film.
Power through that game, and you have to play it so fucking much.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to like literally not move from your chair. I mean, honestly, if I was going to make a review of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I would want to play through it. I'm still not finished with it right now. And then I'd want to play through the first two games and then play through Shadow another time before I started making my review. I just can't believe that Downward Thrust, after the game was out for fucking 2 days, thought that he could make a review on the game. Unless
maybe he just Genesis is it, and he's like, I played it for an hour and I'm going to review the whole thing. Makes sense.
Unless he fucking managed to get some review copy, which I don't know who the hell would give Downward Thrust a review copy. Maybe he's just safe enough to just get it.
As long as you have an audience, man, that's all they need. They don't really care.
And where's my review copy? Come on.
I know, we could probably start requesting them. You can get them from like 50k up, like subscribers. So
all right,
let's do it, man. Get some free games,
yeah,
and then when they say
only the Will of the Wisps, there we go.
Just be like, only if you do a positive review, and then you're like,
I might have to say something about that.
You just be like, as long as it's my interpretation of that word, and then they're like, okay.
Everything in the title.
Yep, we're good. I just hit the wrong button.
We earn all the goodies, we soak in all the new contents, we become the best we can be. Then we get bored, though, and we move on.
So that reminds me of single-player games, where you go through the game and you beat it and you become the best you could be and you move on. There's
he
no
said
difference.
that like it's just...
I mean, is that not like the whole point of like games like Dead Space, where it's like, okay, you got to make the best Isaac Clarke you can. And then it's like, all right.
he made a point about how they have all these mechanics to keep you in there for as long as possible. Now he's like, and then you complete it, and then it's over, and it's great. And you're like, what?
No. Be the best you can be, and then you're done. It's like, yeah, but that's a process that can take a long time.
Yeah, I mean, look at I'm on my second playthrough of The Witcher 3, and I'm still not at max rank. So
yeah, it's like that's why I can pour.
Yeah, but that game's designed to keep you playing, like all multiplayer games. You know, The Witcher 3, the multiplayer game.
It's the seasonality of online video games, because most games cannot last forever. Unless the game bucks the new flavor of the month, the Battle Pass trend, designed to latch us on a little bit longer and pick up some extra cash.
The game is free to play.
What the fuck is the point of this video?
Yeah, it's like, this is
now you're complaining about mechanics in multiplayer games as some relation to how it plays into you being a single player gamer. Is his point that there are mechanics involved that make people play play multiplayer games, which takes away investment from even creating single player games? Is that his point?
It's strange. Maybe the video would be better titled as why people prefer multiplayer games, or why some people prefer multiplayer games, or multiplayer trends that keep people engaged.
You have to make it doom and gloom, though. It'd be like the shocking truth behind multiplayer games.
Did multiplayer games die, or were they murdered?
The Battle Pass, or as I like to call it, the Mini Season Pass, is a clever new addition that allows players of many popular games, including Fortnite, PUBG, Paladins, etc., to opt in for a chunk of custom game content designed around shelling out more stuff.
That's a good clip.
Like,
put that clip in your video.
Yeah. But not to mention, like, again, now he's shitting on the game again. I'm like, dude, I don't understand what you... It's all about the mechanics. You're like, mechanics are so bad to keep people playing. But they're really great because you progress with them and complete them. But they're really bad because they're using, market ideas that could abuse the player. You're just like...
Do you think he might just
Costumes,
hate
skins,
Fortnite because he
boosters.
sucks at it?
I was going to say that might be the
If
case.
that clip was
here.
any indication.
over time, anything you could possibly think of. They get more money, you get more content.
I love how much the gameplay is cutting, but it has nothing to do with what he's saying anyway.
Yeah, it's
He's
just
like-
like
he's just
random
cutting it
clips.
Because
It's
why
like
not?
Close his eyes and split, drag, move. There's no. That's the thing. If you're gonna have gameplay, it would be cool if it was one single piece of gameplay that you could. I land, I do this, I pick up that, I go to this place and that place. You know, like it progresses. It's not just random clips of nothing happening.
He mentioned the battle passes, and I think he showed them, but then that was it. Like, that's the one time where it's like, oh, and then you're like, no.
He
You're like, oh.
didn't mention them. That's the thing. He mentioned them, but he didn't explain anything about them. And I've heard really good things about it because you could basically buy it once, and then if you play the game, you could keep earning them in game over and over again.
You remember that shit from his GTA video where he just goes over mechanics and it's like, what do they even mean?
Yeah, he's like he mentions that shark cards are a thing that exist, but he doesn't explain them in any way.
Yeah, so to clarify, anybody who's confused listening to us right now, it's like what we're trying to say is that if you click on this video curious about the life as a single-player gamer, you won't understand much of his points unless you've played Fortnite at this point and know what battle passes are and how they work. Otherwise you'd be like, sure, that this is a thing now. I don't know.
Whether that is truly new or just a mirage begs the question.
Mirage?
But no one can deny that these temporary seasons are probably the next evolution of DLC content for the multiplayer gaming enthusiast, and one could imagine they will only become more...
Why did he do it like that? I'm sorry, it's like gaming enthusiast, then comes back down, but like immediately.
extravagant over time, especially in the waning hours of gaming's most deteriorating player bases. And then you've got the other subset of games on the other side, like League of Legends. They
Other side?
Yeah, I was about to say, what do you mean other side?
Is there only Battle Royale and MOBA now?
have their own communities, and they continue to dominate the market too, just in a different way.
Market
They
two?
dominate in a different way. Do you know what dominate means?
All right.
It's like this guy won the race. This guy also won the race in a different way. It's like, what?
Take a look over that
won the moral victory.
giant fence, though, and you'll see a whole other subset of gamers doing something different, playing games alone.
Here's a clip from the opening of BioShock.
What the fuck is this? Look at this
Assuming
screen.
you've played all of last year's best single-player games, then chances are you've moved on to 2018 hoping for new experiences.
What do you...
Sometimes
You couldn't possibly have played all of the single-player games of 2017. I seriously fucking doubt it. Down with thrust.
great single-player games can pop out of nowhere, or in some cases, they're literal ghosts. You try to find them, you search for them, but you may end up empty-handed.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm writing that one down. That's got to go in my...
Yeah, we're gonna scroll. I need to hear that again.
That doesn't make any sense. The gameplay he showed doesn't make any sense either.
He shows one of the most mainstream single-player games ever and says sometimes you just can't find them. What?
Sometimes player games can pop out of nowhere, or in some cases, they're literal ghosts. You try to find them, you search for them, but you may end up empty-handed.
That's not a literal ghost.
How could you call Tomb Raider a fucking ghost?
You know, a literal ghost. It is a literal ghost.
I know. And you try to find them, you search for them, and you come up empty-handed.
You have Google, asshole.
How do you not find Tomb Raider?
Here, I just Googled best single player games of 2017, and it pops up with a list: Nier Automata, Resident Evil 7, Prey, Horizon Zero Dawn, Divinity Original Sin 2, Cuphead, Wolfenstein 2, Assassin's Creed Origins. I mean, it's like there's a big list.
Big selection.
Hollow Knight, Uncharted, Neo, Evil Within 2.
Why would he even show Tomb Raider, a 2015 game, and when he's talking about
because
2017?
It's a literal ghost.
No, 2018 he's talking about it.
Oh my god! Downward thrust! Ugh.
This is I never usually get this impression from a YouTuber channel, but I'm just like, you need to not edit your videos. Give them to someone else. You don't know how to edit the scenes. Like your scripts are bad enough, but you need to not damage your work even more. Like you need to send this to somebody.
I just can't believe how like heavily liked this video was too, and he's just babbling.
It's nonsense. It's not. He talks for 11, 12 minutes and he says nothing.
Exactly. There's some phrases that people pick up on. They're not really listening to this. I guarantee you the majority of people who listen to this were playing something, they had it in the background, and they randomly hear him say...
this game's like a literal ghost. Ah, yes.
Yeah,
it's a literal
they'll
ghost.
randomly hear him say stuff like, do you ever play games alone? And then they'll be there sitting alone playing the game like, oh, this guy gets me.
Hey, he's talking to me. This guy understands me and what I go through.
I'm not sure you could find anybody who's never played a game on their own. Like, it's something people do. People like their alone time. It's a thing. Oh, this is unbelievable.
And some of those games you think you might want may be turning into different animals altogether.
What? Why did you show Wolf and Fallout 4
What?
and then whatever this game is?
Prey. But what?
I want to go back because
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
And some of those games you think you might want may be turning into different animals altogether.
why would you show Fallout 4?
Fallout 4 didn't magically turn into Prey, you fucking retard.
And then
Why is he showing
even...
his icon? What is it?
Here's
is
the
this
thing.
doing?
Just have a game playing in the background from start to finish. It could be a Vermintide run. It could be a Prey level.
It'll improve his video.
Yeah, just anything. Just something it shows continuity. I start playing here and I go through the whole level, and you can watch me as I go through the whole level instead of here's a random clip of Fallout 4 that's 4 seconds long where nothing happens, there's nothing relevant, and it just is, oh, something changed.
I mean,
that's editing. That's editing.
If he was trying to say that Fallout changed into something different, then he should have showed like a clip of Fallout 2 and then shown a clip of Fallout 4, not Fallout 4 and then Prey.
This is the thing. What he said could make sense, but his visuals fuck it up completely.
God.
Oh, he's fascinated. He really is. Why is he putting downward thrust?
He just needs to remind you that he's the one you're listening
It's like,
to.
by the way, I'm downward thrust.
As if anyone was dumb enough to think, oh, hey, this is someone other than downward thrust. Like, oh,
maybe
yeah.
this is his. Maybe
It's
that
not
was
even
his
halfway
intro.
through. Like,
No,
as a
maybe
checkpoint.
that was his intro.
Oh, God.
Oh God, you don't think so, do you?
How
like,
far
really?
are we
He's
into
done that
this
shit
video?
before, where he's had like minute-long intros.
Jesus. All right.
How much more of the
Can I
video
do
do we
that?
got?
Yeah.
The
See,
single player market in
my
2018.
God,
it's all
that was the
all
intro?
undercase. I
That
think
was the
so.
intro, yeah, I think so.
At least my intros are full of like relevant shit.
He doesn't know what that word is,
I thought
right?
that was the substance of the video, and the substance
I
was
thought
already
that
bad.
was... Oh.
When I play my 20, 30-second intros for games, I'm like, for a video, I'm like, you know what? I really want to drive this point home, but I'll also get a clip of me like doing something interesting, not just me randomly walking around doing nothing.
Do you not fade to black and put your own face on the thing and then put rags as a title and then let it fade to black? Is that not what you do?
No, I need to start though.
Oh yeah.
Clearly.
And it's preferably a third of the way into the video. That's when you need to do it.
Yeah, that's a long ass intro. It's 4 minutes in. Jeez.
Yeah, the ratio isn't helping him.
Yeah, it's one thing if it was like 4 minutes into an hour-long presentation or something like that. It's like, no, this is a 12-minute video. The video's a third of the way done.
Let's talk about a few good single-player games available today,
Okay.
starting with Moon Crash.
Why is he
Some
have just
people
rain
refer to
playing in the background?
That's
Not to
interesting.
mention, what does it assist his argument to simply point out that there are some good single-player games? Is this going to be a part we could skip because we recognize that there are good ones? Like, what's
Yeah,
the
but
point?
I wonder who would disagree that there are good single-player games.
I guess someone that has never played a single player game.
And let's be honest, guys, if he's going to go through a couple of games, he's not going to explain why they're good. He's just going to say, this game is good because you get to choose things to do. And you are free, and it is an open world. And many people say that they like the game. I'm not even kidding. That's how he talks. He just like randomly just goes up and down.
Prey as a 4-5-1 game, which is kind of a throwback to the way that many do-it-yourself games were made a long time ago.
Game?
You're right. It's a throwback to other games because they are, and it is. I never got a throwback feeling from Prey myself. I would be curious why he thought that.
I was going to say, why not qualify? No, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it harkens back to games such as Deus Ex and BioShock or things like that, or I don't even know. I'd be curious. That's something I'm legitimately curious about.
Well, Prey was supposed to be a spiritual successor to System Shock and System Shock 2, from what I know.
Yeah, it sort of is.
Like, I haven't played them. That's why I'd be like, oh, show me? No? Okay. It's fine. Let's just move on.
Deus Ex,
most people haven't played
Thief,
them.
Dishonored, Half-Life, and maybe BioShock into a blender, you might get yourself a Prey smoothie. You play as Peter, a spy and a hacker.
Did he mention
meaningless...
System Shock at all?
Dude, I know. That's the thing. He doesn't fucking know what System Shock is. I guarantee it. And not to mention... I hate it when people just go like, "Oh, what is this new thing? Oh, it's these 7 things." Like, what? What do you mean? What happens in the game? It's like, oh, well, there's a mechanic where you walk, and I figure that's a lot like Half-Life because you walk in that. You're like, okay, you shoot stuff. So Call of Duty, obviously. You're like,
yeah, Half-Life, Call of Duty, I guess.
And then you're like, you also do a little bit of platforming at one point. So Tomb Raider, Half-Life, Call of Duty.
More Mario, but
bit of Mario thrown in, true, yeah.
I think you
and
need an
Tetris,
Italian on the spaceship.
because there's a little bit of problem solving. You're like, oh,
you have to make shit fit together.
It's like, there you go. That explains the game. It's like,
monitoring a secret moon base for an evil corporation. Some unknown tragedy befell the facility, and to figure out what happened, you gotta enter a simulation of sorts to live out the events pre-disaster. It's kind of a game within a game. Arcane's painstaking environmental storytelling takes the game far beyond the story, though, allowing Peter to utilize a looking glass visor to live out the memories of several personnel on the station before the disaster took place, which is a really cool idea.
No, I think it'd be better if you were actually doing it yourself. Especially because of the way the original game is, the Prey is, but I'm feeling like it lowers the stakes if you're living through a memory. I
mean, that's fair, but we're not gonna get any development of this. He's not got time. Remember, we're doing a couple of games, so this is just the first one.
I guess
he's got to summarize this quick.
Your own abilities. Your goal is to escape the moon-based simulation with all 5 characters in 5 different scenarios. The cool thing about Moon Crash is that the world is one world. It's shared among all characters. So if you consume resources with your first character, they won't be there when you play through the game next.
See, that's not.
You can see how this might
nice
get pretty
idea.
Oh, how fun. It's the same exact concept of Halo 3 ODST. I'd never seen this before. Wow.
It's brand new, shut up.
Challenging when you get to your 5th member and there's really nothing left for you to survive with. If you die, the simulation resets.
Allah!
A roguelike game. The world gets redrawn and you start all over. But all is not lost. You earn points through your runs to buy weapons and items to help you in your next one, so it's got this whole risk-reward thing happening.
How is that risk-reward?
How's that risk-reward? Yeah, like you die and you will retain some benefit from the previous run.
Yeah, that's just reward.
I mean, if he's referring to the fact that you can risk using bonuses early and you won't have them later, even then I don't think that's considered risk-reward. That's just resource management.
Yeah, I mean, if the game doesn't push you to take unnecessary risks in order to maybe get a larger than the default payout for that for whatever reason, then I wouldn't really.
Like, you can go in with a med pack, but you'll get less benefits if you do that, And you're like, okay, drop the med pack and you get double points. That would be risk reward.
The less you go in with, the more you come out with. It's like, yeah, that's risk reward.
But like, he doesn't redraft. He makes these videos like once per. Is it once per week or like? Does he do it daily? I can't remember what Downward Thrust's output is.
He used to do it daily. I don't know what he does now.
Because the whole logic in Downward Thrust and many other people's channels like him is that they're hoping to hit a viral video, every time they make one of these, they're like, "This one, please be viral. Damn it, please be viral. Please be viral. Yeah, this one was viral. Sweet." Like, what was the last viral one he had? God, look at these numbers: 15K, 18K, 14K. He doesn't he have like over 300,000 subscribers?
He was gonna get 300,000, and then he like lost 7,000.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I think that's when people started to catch on to his shit.
You got how many times does EA have to screw up Battlefield 5? That's got 118,000 views. So
That's,
there you go.
That's topical. It's in the news. You know, people think about Battlefield 5, that sort of thing.
Why I'm quitting PUBG. That one's done well. I wonder if the top comments are just memes. Yeah, there are just memes. One of these top comments says, "Why I was wrong about quitting PUBG." Why I'm quitting watching this video.
Yeah, people just realized that he just says what's popular. Or
you guys remember what happened with Leafy,
opinions.
right? Leafy's channel didn't necessarily... It's not like it got worse. It was like it just needed to be pointed out, like what was happening, what the formula was,
like
and how
it is.
Yeah, and like it dropped off quickly then because people were like, "Oh yeah, I'm not the wool's been taken away from over the eyes. Like it's just done." So I feel like that's happening more and more as the days go by with Down with Thrust, Clean Prince Gaming, and whoever else.
Yeah, last video Leafy made was just making fun of fucking Matthew Santoro for crying, I guess. And then he quit YouTube after 9 months.
But these videos, people are starting to see through them. I don't think that they're going to stop anytime soon, but like video essays, it's tough because there are good ones and there are bad ones that are both 10 minutes long. It's like, how do you tell the difference? So you got to listen to what they say, and most people don't really listen to these. And I'm not even trying to be offensive. You can put stuff on the background. That's fine. I do it, and you won't catch everything that's said. But like, this is frustrating because people recommend and adore these videos without even listening to them. They just like it when people talk in a breathy voice about video games in a soundingly important way. It's just like, come April Fools, I'm going to try and prove that point definitively. It'll be fun. But I recommend that you guys should just try and generate a false video essay style thing, like Down with Thrust, and see if it
would be so fucking easy.
Like
just random clip. I'll just go through all my Shadowplay recordings and just randomly make clips of me looking at, I don't know, rugs and a sort of carpentry.
It would be difficult for me to do it because I don't know how long it would take before I just lost my mind trying to figure out how to make such a retarded video like this.
Gaming has changed, and these developers do not want you to find out why. And then on the thumbnail, it has a picture of like loads of beloved developers, like all the best ones people like. Like throw on fucking CD Projekt Red, a couple of them, and like Gay Ben and a couple of people, and just be like, so people go, "Oh my god, what is the secret?" And like the whole video is just about like how like Mario is similar to Tomb Raider in that they do have platforming.
Recipe.
Tomb Raider is the spiritual successor to Mario.
Yeah.
The secret of Lara Croft's jump.
I really liked Mooncrash. There's not much in the way of environmental variety, the 5 characters aren't really fleshed out that well, and it does definitely get repetitive. But
so why'd you like it?
The mechanics, I guess, the briefly explained...
Yeah, it was a piece of shit in every way, but I liked it.
He gave us concept as well. He didn't really give us like execution. He was like, so you have 5 people to get through a scenario. You get the same resources for all of them, like a big supply. And so if you die with any of them, you reset. And you're like, okay. And he's like, there's a risk reward system. You're like, okay. And it plays in a way that you're reading their like histories by checking out a helmet, whatever. Bear in mind, I haven't played this game, so I'm just going off what he said. And I'm like, okay. So that's all stuff. And he's like, I liked it. And I'm like, okay. It would be like Mario is a platforming game. You go through several levels and you have to rescue the princess in the narrative. And like, it's interesting because there's a lot of difficult jumps and a lot of different power-ups and enemies you have to account for. And you're like, and you're like, I like it. It's suddenly the end. He's just like,
he also hasn't talked about the base game at all.
I doubt he's going to develop the negative points. He's just simply said that the characters are flat, that the environments are not non-varieties. He's like, okay.
I like it for
reasons.
Was enough to
make me want to play through to the end.
See, and you might have people who be like, he's sharing his opinion. Like, what's the problem? And it's like, well, what he said is barely any different from saying, I like this game. Moving on. I dislike this game. Moving on. Like, he's barely giving you any information.
It's games like Moon Crash that provide me a good distraction from all the bumbling buzz of the multiplayer fever prevalent in the market today, and I don't have to worry about getting a season pass, always online DRM bullcrap, toxicity, or staying glued to...
But there are single-player games that have that shit too. That's not just
Yeah, you
multiplayer.
can get pissed off at single-player games. Absolutely.
Dead Space
As we
3
just
is
saw
like,
with fucking Wings
iconically...
of Redemption.
Dead Space 3 is like remembered as the game that first introduced some really shitty microtransactions. The ones that were like, oh yeah, you can get better ammo, better weapons if you pay for with real money to get more shit. And
Why
it's like,
balance the
whoa.
game when you can just buy shit?
And then loads more of them happen. And it's like, and DLCs and DRM, that's all over. LA Noir's DRM prevents me from being able to play it on Steam, even though I've bought it. So like, he just doesn't know enough about this stuff. It's really... Why don't people listen to these videos?
One of the problems, though, with a game like Prey is that it's easily misunderstood. Prey isn't a linear game. It's not an open world game either. It's a first-person hybrid survival shooting action-adventure puzzle simulator style.
What?
Yeah, it's very misunderstood. Those idiots.
The story is different. In fact, you play the game so...
Don't qualify any of these things.
Yeah, the
just say
story
them.
is different. Yeah, it's going to have a different story than every other game that isn't called Prey.
So differently than other games that it's hard to compare it to pretty much anything.
You already literally did that. You did that.
Just tell us it's 5 games in one?
Even my video on Prey 2, I said it was Dishonored and BioShock's, basically the combination of those two games.
Christ, he doesn't listen to his own videos.
Up to as well, and it's even worth playing through again after you've beaten it. So is the problem of being a primarily
it's even
single-player
worth
gamer
playing a game after you've beaten it.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe it. That I've never had that experience with a game before. I've never wanted to replay a game after playing it before.
I really wish that he would tell us why this game's good. And
because I mean, I have not really played much of Prey, so I mean,
and I really
by the way,
it was one of my favorite games of 2017.
Consider the ideas we've been discussing for the past like 3 or 4 minutes. This video should have been titled "Prey is a good game," or "I think Prey is a good game." Because
why Prey is better than multiplayer games?
I mean, I know so little about Prey. I played like maybe 5 minutes of it at a friend's house one time, and I mean, just from this footage alone, it doesn't show anything that I haven't seen in like 50 other FPS games. What's so great about this game?
He was like, this is how he makes a video. So he's like, I want to make a video talking about Prey. And he's like, how do I do it? It's like, well, it's a single player game. It's a this genre. You do this, and it's like I could talk about the mechanics. It's like doom and gloom. It's like single player just ain't the same anymore. Or single player, no, I did that already with God of War. How about living with this multiplayer shit hanging over your head? It's like, no, it's too negative to multiplayer because a lot of people like it. Life as a single player gamer. It sounds like a dating profile thing.
It is strange, especially when he talks about Fortnite and games like that having, you know, progression and replayability, and then his good aspect of Prey is that it has replayability.
Single player and multiplayer coexist. I don't like the implication that like it's thanks to Fortnite that we don't get stuff like Prey. It's like, but we do get stuff like Prey.
Yeah, all the fucking time. It's very strange. And if I was making a video on Prey, which I've done, and I was talking about the good aspects of it, then there are so many things that you could go over because there's a lot in it. You could talk about the aesthetic of the game. You could talk about the world building. You could talk about the characters. You could talk about the mechanics in terms of stealth and power and the trade-off that comes along with that. And you can talk about all sorts of stuff that's in the game.
And what you just did there is what he's doing in his video entirely. You labeled all these topics. You can explore them, and you would if you were making this video, but he's just like labeled them all. He could have been talking about any game, but I wouldn't know because I don't know anything about this. So just okay.
It's not a, you could say you can upgrade weapons, or you could say you can upgrade weapons, but here's how often you could do it. Here are the effects that it gives you. So, I mean, you could go in depth with this stuff in any kind of way. And it wouldn't necessarily take you a long time. You could just mention it.
And then at that point, it becomes a Prey review, so it cancels the point of his video, which I don't even know what the point of his video was. I'm assuming he'll bring it back at the end, but didn't he say he's gonna discuss a few games as well? So this is only the first. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to fit them in if he's got other ones.
How far are we into this video now?
6 minutes
Oh
out of
god, and there's
12.
14 or 12. God damn, we're
12.
halfway through and I still don't know what the point of the video is. Great.
Well, if
Well-
it was me, I would say that the biggest difference of playing a single player and a multiplayer game is that a single player game I could play at my own pace.
Sure.
I
would just go with what Jim Sterling's commented on for ages, which is that a lot of developers try and cite that there's no point in making single player games because there's no market for them, which is just a blatant lie. But those developers are not people that you want. That you don't want their games anyway. They're usually like EA or just people that are not really that trusted. Even though because EA still makes single player stuff, but I guess they begrudgingly do it sometimes because multiplayer is the top dog. So Fortnite, it probably is the most money making game in history right now, or at this very moment. Which means everyone should make multiplayer. It's like, no. Make a bunch of Fortnite clones and see what happens. Like, it won't work. But, yeah, so just the idea that there's plenty of market left for single player. I play more single player than I ever do with multiplayer. So I'm one of those people, I know they exist.
The fact that you've always got to find that next big game. Because often that results in some
Why does it
giant
have to be a
lull
big
periods.
game?
Big game is in single player or multiplayer now?
I don't know, but he's doing the Google thing where you could find all the games that are coming out as single
You hear that
player.
again.
As well, and it's even worth playing through again after you've beaten it. So is the problem of being a primarily single-player
the
gamer in
best.
2018 the fact that you've always got to find that next big game? Because often that results in some giant...
He said one of the problems about being a single-player gamer in 2018 is to find that next big game. It's like, no.
No, just a game.
As-
It doesn't have to be big at all. It could be a little game that's just fun.
Just something you're
Grish.
interested in. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
I wasn't interested in Shadow of War because it was a big game. I was interested in it because I love the Lord of the Rings, even though it fucks up the Lord of the Rings lore in like 100 trillion different ways.
Yeah, it's like, don't you have people like that you talk to online that you get recommendations from, and
Yeah.
that's how I get a lot of my games is because I see people playing games or people say, hey, this game's good, you should play this game or give it a look, and I will. I don't know.
There's just no exploration of this topic with him. He's just like, it sucks as a single-player gamer in 2018
All
because
right, I got
you have to jump from Prey to God of War, and then there's nothing else. It betrays his circles of information or influence, right? Because that seems to be all he's aware of.
It gives me
It's like the most
impression
mainstream
he's
shit.
very, very lazy, and he doesn't want to, because it's not hard to find single player games. It's not hard to find good single player games, but he's just mentioning these very, very super popular AAA games. Like he's limiting himself to this window, a completely arbitrary range of where he's allowed to look, when in reality the range is much, much bigger.
lull periods. Do a search for such games in 2018 and you'll find a few, although you may have already played them. The wait between...
You'll find a few. I just did it.
Dude,
There's a fucking
notice
shit ton.
he did that on purpose. Notice how
Do
zoomed
a
in
search
he
for such games
is.
in 2018 and you'll find a few, although
So
you
we
may have
get
already...
4
Single player
results.
video games 2018.
You'll find
All right.
few.
Let's
Single player
do the
video-
exact same search as him for curiosity. Single player video games
video games
2018.
All right.
Oh
Spider-Man,
my!
Red Dead
Looks
Redemption
like
2.
oh, Jesus
God of
Christ!
War,
Cycle through that list, dude.
Monster Hunter World, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Far Cry 5, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Detroit Become Human, Vampire, Sea of Thieves, Darksiders 3, Ni no Kuni 2, State of Decay 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance, FIFA 19, which is both, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Mega Man 11, Soul Calibur 6,
Jurassic World Evolution. I even played that.
Hitman 2, Just Cause 4,
Agony.
Subnautica, Forza
God.
Horizon 4. Agony.
This is the
Ew.
thing. You don't even need. It goes on and on and on. That list is
Frostpunk,
huge. He's
Call of
insane.
Cthulhu. We have
He
to
literally
do-
showed it zoomed in so that you'd think, oh yeah, only 4 games really came out this year.
You just keep scrolling.
It was God of War,
scrolling.
Red
He showed
Dead,
it-
Monster Hunter, and
he zoomed in
Spider-Man.
so far that the Google logo is cut off.
There's so many. Oh my! I keep going.
And there's no way in
Battletech,
hell
Metal Gear
that he has
Survive,
played
The
all those.
Forest, Spyro Reignited trilogy, Frostpunk, Octopath Traveler, Into the Breach, Valkyria Chronicles 4. It just keeps going on and on and on. Jeez.
He's
A
full of
few.
shit.
Just a few, guys.
just a
Played
few,
them.
and those
The
are
wait
just the
between
ones that
good
pop up on
single
the
player
top of
games.
Google.
And I mean,
The wait between good single-player games. Go and play the ones you missed from 2017,
All right.
16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 10, 7. This is loads.
No, because the first link that pops up for that Google search is literally 136 best single player games on Steam as of 2018.
And you don't have to go on to the next big game. I've played games from like 10 years ago that I still love.
He's a
you can still
nightmare
play
to think
them.
about.
I can
He
play
only
Resident Evil
plays
4 right now,
highly
to this day.
advertised AAA games. That's all he does. He doesn't know he doesn't know other things exist. He talked about Banjo-Kazooie. Why don't you go and play all the best games from that era as well? You couldn't have played them all.
Yeah, they don't get they don't like decay. They don't rot away. They're always there. There are great
this is
old
what I mean.
games.
For every second that passes, we have a better selection than ever before.
God, why would you even use Detroit Become Human? Does that even count as a game, really?
I thought a lot of people didn't like that game, as far as I knew.
I've heard a lot
it's
of people
David Cage
have.
game, so...
But I don't play movies. It just wasn't interesting.
Yeah, I don't play a game where I have to, like, shift the controller slightly to the right to have a character pick something up and experience another cutscene. Like, oh, it looks
Yeah,
pretty.
God.
It's got a really stupid premise. Got it.
David
Cage.
bad.
really, really good AAA single player games can be really long, but it's often worth the wait. This game was the single player action game that basically threw a big middle finger to the haters of the
What
industry.
strange
and the claim
editing.
that you
What the
can't.
fuck are you
What's
talking about?
strange editing?
He's saying God of War threw a giant middle finger to the industry.
Did it? How? It's another third-person action game.
It has all the
kinda
same principles as the other
yeah.
God of War games in terms of how it was created.
Yeah, I mean,
Because if he's going to cite there's no microtransactions, again, there are plenty that don't. Even he said that earlier, if you remember, about how single players don't have that. No DLC. Again, the other God of Wars didn't. I guess maybe it's too early to be able to compare, but I mean,
did they think that God of War wouldn't sell?
that's the thing. It's a huge brand. It's like, ugh.
Can't turn a profit from an
I
expensive.
mean, I remember
AAA
the
single-player
E3
game.
footage of the new God of War, and people started cheering just when Kratos showed up.
Yeah, even the symbol gets people crazy because it was a system seller for PlayStation 3 and 2. He was definitely an icon for the
It's
console.
the single-player action
What's
game that
strange editing? He
basically
goes through a
threw
door.
a big middle finger to
Boom,
the
combat.
haters of the industry and the claim that you can't turn a profit from an expensive
Throw that axe
AAA
at 'em.
single-player game. Like
Who the fuck said you can't turn a profit from an expensive single player game?
EA.
They don't count.
Detroit Become Human.
guess not.
Exclusivity corners off these experiences, though, to many gamers, like yellow tape at a crime scene or red carpets at a movie premiere.
Did Bilbo Baggins say that?
You gotta love it, and you gotta hate it, as it promotes healthy competition for the
Why do you
industry,
have to
which
love
makes
it or
our
hate
games
it?
better, but also sanctions huge groups of players from enjoying these games. It can also spur some argumentation among loyalist groups, fighting for the right to defend their favorite platform. So it's not
Loyalists.
What relevance is that to anything?
all
They'll
good,
defend any
and it's not all
exclusive,
bad.
multiplayer or not.
Exclusivity, though, is one of the issues for single-player games, as many popular ones are, well, single-player. Zelda, Mario, God of War, Nier, Bloodborne,
God forbid you have footage or that would represent them, but fuck it.
etc. So even if you want to, you might not be able to play every single AAA single-player game, which can further compound the issue of having to wait for the...
How can
What?
you? What do you mean it compounds the issue of having to wait
What?
if you can't play them all? It means you have such a huge selection that you can play any kind.
His mind is spaghetti. There's so many contradictions.
Oh my god.
There's so
What
many.
is your
it's
message?
bad.
I can't deal with this anymore. Tamworth Thrust, help me.
the next big game. The rest of 2018 holds many other single-player games to look forward to, from Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Red Dead Redemption 2's single-player campaign to Biomutant, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and indie games.
Wait,
Biomutant.
single player campaign? Is that an actual game? You did. Hang
No,
on, I need
think
to listen to that again
No,
because
okay.
I thought he named 2 games, and then he said so. Those games, 2 Red Dead Redemption. Oh, did he say Red Dead Redemption single player campaign?
He might
Yeah.
have.
Right, because I missed the gap. I think he took a gap, and it made me think that he was naming single-player campaign as a game.
That would be
Like, listen to it, kind of
Devolver
sounds like
Digital
that.
will work on the game called Single Player Campaign.
Yeah, like he put that in his notes to name one, and he never wrote over it.
It's like the
holds
next
many other
Stanley
single-player
Parable.
games to look forward to.
Another
from Shadow of the
single-player
Tomb
game you
Raider
should play.
and Red Dead Redemption 2 single-player campaign to Biomutant, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and indie games
Yeah.
like the four.
Yeah, I heard it.
It's
So,
very strange.
Red Dead Redemption 2 single-player campaign.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So now a game that has multiplayer and single player, you can just focus on the single player part.
That
doesn't
English
have
is
to be
throwing me, man.
I think he
Like,
just combined the S's at the beginning and end of the words.
But he put 2 in between it.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh
Alright.
fuck! I was listening to it as TO, not. Isn't it called? Oh right, it is called Red Redemption 2. It's not like a different name,
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah, it's not Red Dead Redemption.
Okay,
also.
now I'm following. That's weird.
To look forward to from Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Red Dead Redemption 2 single-player campaign.
Yeah,
just
it's because of the way he fucking says it.
It's
It's
his
an odd
stupid
it's an odd
pauses.
inflection. Yeah.
It should have been Red Dead Redemption 2, not Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead
It's not,
Redemption.
it's not that
2.
difficult to say Red Dead Redemption 2's single player campaign. Like I can
To Biomutant,
do it with a little
Assassin's
pause
Creed.
there. But
I
come
love how
on.
that I got stuck on that for like 2 minutes. Just the way he pronounced the
Very
word.
odd, it is very odd inflection.
Creed Odyssey, and indie games like the full release of Dead Cells.
Oh fuck! He knows about indie games. They exist to him.
Oh yeah, they exist now. Now they exist, I guess. They
Literally,
didn't
if
earlier,
we
but-
open up the cavalcade of indie games, single player and multiplayer are not a problem. They never will be. It's impossible for you to get through all of the single player content.
Next month, or Guacamelee 2. So it's not
Guacamelee?
hard to find a good single-player
2.
game. It's just hard to find them consistently. But let's turn our attention
How
as
is it
well
difficult to
to
find them
single-player
consistently? There's 136 that came out this year.
And you can find lists that are aggregated that tell you the best likely top. There's never
search
been a better
by
time
genre.
to look for single player games. That's simple as that.
Yeah,
man.
this should be an extremely positive and upbeat video about life as a single player gamer in 2018. It's the best. It's the tits.
Yeah, you
I got
could,
so many games to
you could
play.
probably
They're always
argue
coming out.
that a multiplayer gamer is in a worse position because of all the different games that are no longer played, right? Because you've got MOBA is fine, Battle Royale's fine, FPS is mostly fine. Then you could be like fighter games, like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. You could be like, yeah, the player bases are really small. You know, you can make a point about that maybe. But like single player games, you got no argument.
I mean, my most anticipated game this year is the Spyro remaster, single player. I'm just excited for it because I,
thought it was
love the
Ori
games
in the
back-
Blind Forest.
that comes out next year.
Oh, okay.
But that's a single player game, and a lot of people are
I mean,
excited for that. So
One of the most hyped games of this year for me was Shadow of the Colossus remastered. Like,
people stayed hyped for The Last Guardian for 10 years, only to find out it was shit when it came out. But that was a single player game. It was terrible,
Exactly.
yeah, but people stayed hyped for it for a decade. Jesus. Don't know what you're talking about, Downward.
Everybody trusts hyena birds.
So it's not hard to find a good single-player game.
What?
It's just,
You just
hard
said it
to
was!
find them consistently.
What?
But let's
What?
turn our attention as well to the
No,
single
you're wrong. You're just wrong. You're just fucking wrong.
wait. I just want to hear it
Dead
again.
Cells next month, or Guacamelee 2. So it's not hard to find a good single-player game. It's just hard to find them consistently. But let's turn
How
our
is it
attention
difficult
as
to find them
well to
consistently?
the single-player mode.
That's just so fucking wrong.
Doesn't
It's
even
just
make any
flat out
sense.
wrong.
It's easy to find them, but it's hard to find them.
I mean, God, go on the
It's
Steam homepage, and all my or not all, but most of my recommendations are single player games.
It's not hard to find single player games, but it's hard
Again,
to find them consistently.
It's never been a better time to find them, for both aspects, to find them and to find them consistently.
It's
If
just
I
a
wanted to
fucking
find
lie.
single player games that are good, I would probably open with doing what we suggested. Best games of 2018 single player lists. Easy.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, you can just Google this shit and have more games than you'll ever be able to go through.
I wonder what was the golden age, Down with Thrust. Tell me about a time where it was better than it is now. And every game that was released at that time are available now. Crazy.
If half the games since the Golden Age were crap, then you still have all the good ones
Exactly.
since that time.
That are now blended in with multiplayer components and encased in a live gaming experience, which is the direction of many, many AAA single-player games
That you're not going to name, aside from showing Anthem.
right now, where you're not really sure.
Which isn't even
it's weird
fucking
because
released yet.
And it's being touted as like co-op focused.
Yeah, but it's almost like it's implying that
he
it's a
makes no
problem.
distinction between PvE and PvP. Like, what if it's a cooperative game? You know, I know it's not technically single player, but a lot of people say, well, if it's me and my friends competing against the computer, then it's kind of like a single player game. You know, it's not a competitive game. I think there should be a caveat in there for that. Like, I wouldn't put a PvP game like Battlefield or something in the same tier as, you know, Vermintide. That's cooperative, you know.
If you're playing,
We're at 8 minutes too. Like, we're coming to the end. I don't even.
He's just fucking wrong. It's just one of those things.
This has
where
been a ride.
single-player game or not, because it's a quote-unquote shared world, and you got people popping in out of nowhere, or you've got a MMO-style shared questing system via instancing, or maybe it's a conversion of what the game was all about in the first place.
What does this have to do with anything? How does this assist or detract from your point? I don't understand.
Or a new direction, such as Fallout 76, where the game is moving to a much more survival and multiplayer realm, or a franchise like Call of Duty that once leaned on single-player
strange editing. These are such strange editing choices.
Especially combined with the script. This is complete nonsense. I'm not following at all.
Very odd. It's just random shit. It's like he closed his eyes. Clip, drag, clip, drag, clip, drag.
Is now moving in the direction of Battle Royale and the flavor of the month. Lumped into many of these new directions are hosts of other trends that hitch along for the ride, and you may deem them good or bad. Some of these include...
So what? Okay, what does that have to do with anything? Jesus.
But are not limited to making games bigger, not better. Most likely to have it being a selling point to slap on the back of the box. The effects microtransactions have on single...
Jesus, what a fucking stative moment in the video.
I hate how it's all lowercase. It starts off lowercase and then it doesn't have a period at the end. And,
I would have like a one or a dash at the beginning of every one.
Not. I read that as bigger, not better microtransactions.
Exactly, that's the thing, because there's no period, there's no dash,
there's no
dot, one parentheses, two parentheses, anything like that.
God, even he writes the way he talks. It's insane.
DRM and forced social systems are front loading. Like, what does that mean?
It's strange that he would say DRM and forced social systems. I guess
those two
together.
I
guess they could be.
Well, what is a forced social system? Is that like
people joining your game? I guess like in-game marketplaces.
Because DRM is
shared
like
worlds,
to
I suppose.
ensure you have a legit copy, right? DRM is like a recognition online of a.
Yeah, a lot of the times it's used as an excuse to do just other things, but I don't know. It's just this is poorly edited. And I'm not even known for editing, but
I don't even know why would he not do what he usually does? Is like leave the gameplay on and then have it on screen, but with white words, black outlines.
Yeah, blur the background, have it still be playing, just have it blur out, and then have dash or one parentheses space, capital B Igor, not better, new line, two parentheses or a dash space, capital microtransactions, new line, etc.
And he uses such boring text font, too. I mean, Times New Roman, it's all just centered. There's no differentiation between the lines to even suggest that these are different concepts. This is just sloppy.
It's Spanish
and
Helvetica.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's just reading them out, too, right? Like, if we go back.
Of other trends that hitch along for the ride, and you may deem them good or bad. Some of these include, but are not limited to, making games bigger, not better. Most likely to have it being a...
What does that even mean, bigger, not better? Are you saying, like, the open world maps are larger and there's not stuff in them? Is that his point with that?
Yes. The map gets bigger, but it's not as deep in terms of mechanics or story or characters.
See, he doesn't quantify any of this. He doesn't try and show examples.
I mean, I guess he means the scale is larger in terms of play. Like, the first thing that comes to mind is, like, play area.
I mean,
Well, like,
maybe like
are there
the
such a
spectacle
thing?
is bigger, but the story sucks.
Because he said like some of these things are good and some of these things are bad, and then it's like you said bigger, not better. How could you interpret that as a good thing? I like it when it's bigger, not better. Like, it's better when it's not better. Like, fucking hell.
Selling point to slap on the back of the box. The effects microtransactions have on single-player video game pacing. Forced
Like,
online.
oh,
Hang on. Microtransactions don't have a definitive effect on pacing. It depends on what they offer.
Yeah,
it could
it
be
depends.
fucking cosmetics,
microtransactions could be purely they could be purely cosmetic.
which don't affect
They-
pacing at all. Like,
Yeah.
why does he say stuff that just hurts my brain?
Yeah, that's the thing. DLC and microtransactions, they are not all created equal.
Exactly. Like,
Some are great, some are awful.
It's
but
racist.
but they affect pacing.
Online-only games with DRM and mandatory social systems requiring some form of person-to-game connectivity, and the front-loading problem, where game makers put all the cool stuff in the game early to make sure you don't refund the game, sometimes leaving the end game completely lacking.
Can you show an
These are
example
some
of
of the-
that? Because
Yeah,
I can't even think of one example.
I'm not even 100% sure of something he's referring to there.
I guess in terms of when mechanics and items are introduced, focused, they're given to the player at the early stages of the game,
And then they don't
aren't
introduce anything
spread
new.
out.
Yeah, yeah,
and
but
then so for
an
the
example
majority-
of it.
And I mean, that would just be a pacing issue, which I can't really think of many examples of.
A game that does that would be. I mean, I'm sure that there are some that exist. I'm certain. That
I'm sure there are as well. It's
but
just
I just none. I'm
he
just
says
trying
it
to
like
think
it's
of
a
ones that
common
come to
issue.
mind.
I mean, the fact that we're
what's
all
one?
struggling to think of an example shows how mute
Let
that
me-
point is.
Let me
Or
go
mute.
through my list.
Moot.
Let me go.
Can't speak.
Jeez,
I'm an idiot.
Not Somebody's Dying, Arma, Battlefield, no. Binding of Isaac, no. Cuphead, no. Darkwood, Daisy, Dead Frontier, Dead Space.
You have to look through your whole Steam list to find one
just-
example of his.
Not even Devil Daggers. Maybe games like. Maybe a game like Dirty Bomb, maybe. But even then, that's a stretch because that's that's multiplayer only, so it doesn't count.
See,
I'll find one. I'll find one.
It requires research, so of course he's not going to give an example because
I'll find one.
fuck research. Who cares about that,
Fuck you,
right?
I'll find one. Fuck you. I'll find one.
No, not you. Down with thrust.
Golf with no. That's fucking.
Hold on, I gotta look at my
Oh.
own Steam list, and I'm gonna see.
No, that's multiplayer.
Maybe The Long Dark, but that's because there's nothing in that game at all.
Max Payne 3.
Is that an example of it?
Yeah, that might be considered an example of that might be. I think Max Payne's pretty good, but pretty much all of the mechanics are introduced at the beginning of the game. You don't really get access to new like gameplay relating stuff as the game goes on. It's just here's a new place with a new piece of story with new characters that you with, and you keep doing stuff, and the game gets a little bit more difficult. Like maybe they'll throw in some armored enemies more often as time goes on, but for the most part, everything you need to know, they tell you at the beginning. But even then, that is a strange. Even then, it's not really mechanics based. It's more of a skill based game with like accuracy. Quake? No. Yeah, maybe. So no.
You see, Downward Thrust, we're doing more research than you did.
Dude, if he was here right now, I could totally imagine if
Civilization.
he'd like, I don't fucking know.
Civilization. No, not really.
Mauler,
It's not-
you
Stanley
gotta
Parable would
pitch
be
in. Let's
one,
see what your examples are.
because that's the
It's
story.
fucking, it's a new concept to me. Front loading content in it. The thing is, I don't. Is he talking mainstream only
Stardew
here? Are we
Valley,
talking all
maybe?
time? we talking modern
Well,
games?
What
I'm
about
not saying it doesn't exist. I've got no examples. I don't know.
maybe Vermintide 2? Well, no, that's co-op. Warhammer 40k Space Marine, maybe.
There's definitely going to be examples. The fact is, he's not going to provide one.
The fact
probably.
is, the fact is that there are more. I mean, that's kind of a spectrumy thing too. Front loading is, which is why I could say maybe Civilization, because it's not like you so much. I don't know. It's not. I'm really trying to stretch it and push it.
It's complicated as well because one guy could say this game is front loading, and then another guy could be like, well, no, it introduces all of its mechanics up to halfway, then it's done, and the rest of the game is combining or changing the use of them. There's no new introductions. It's
like with Witcher 3. Like that game could be 100, 150 hours for a playthrough. So it's the scale of it. It's like, what if it takes them 10 hours to introduce all the concepts? But the full game takes 150 hours to get through. And some games are 9 hours in their entirety, but it tells you everything up front in the first hour, So maybe Hellblade would be an example. But that was a really good game, so...
No. They don't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. My favorite games of my game of the year last year was Hellblade, that's single player, and Divinity Original Sin 2, and that's single player as well. It can be multiplayer if you want, but it's also fully single player as well. So fuck you.
Mauler, you got to play Hellblade.
I will. 1 century when I'm not.
We're pretty sure that you would love it.
Once I finish the TFA critique, okay? So 3 years from now.
How long did it take for me to beat Hellblade?
I mean, it's only like a 6-hour game.
It took me 8 hours, yeah. But it's a great game to play alone, and it's in the dark, so you can focus. I love it. But before I drone on and on about how amazing Hellblade is, let's continue with something that's not amazing.
Sometimes leaving the end game completely lacking. These are some of the issues.
Like an MMO, maybe? No.
Is this game? Is this? What is this?
Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
So
is he saying this is one of those, or is he not? I'm assuming not.
Well, he wouldn't know because the game's not out yet.
Oh well.
Assassin's Creed Origins is maybe a little front loady, a little bit.
I like how there's no shadow cast from that tarp.
Oh yeah, it is. It's just off screen because look at the pole. The shadow cast to the left.
Seems like it would still at least be a little bit more visible.
Yeah, it looks like, I think Rags might be right. Like the sun looks to be pushing it literally from the right, so we wouldn't even see it.
Look at her shadow. It's all the way on the left over there.
Yeah.
Learn how to sun.
Okay, sorry. I thought that
See, there it is. There it is.
Okay, well, I thought it would be a little bit more visible.
God, who is this wolf
you
guy?
Hear about the boy who saw it?
Doesn't know.
He was
know anything about sunlight.
Okay, well, look. The Spider-Man devs said that the sun changed position in the screenshots that clearly show that the sun didn't change position, so I can't trust the sun anymore.
That's very true. I can't trust the sun anymore either.
Earth is flat. The sun revolves around us.
I'm kind of looking forward to Odyssey. It's one of those sort of sleepery things for me where I liked Origins. So, yeah, I'll probably pick up Odyssey. Yeah. It kind of gives me something other games don't give me, so I might pick it up.
A good single-player game, or are the catalyst for transforming once iconic...
I love that he put good single-player game, and
then he immediately translates, puts it next to Dead Space 3, which is pretty universally accepted to not be a very good game.
I was just saying, it's funny that good single-player game that hasn't released yet, and then Dead Space 3 is a combination of just what?
Good single-player
game.
Plus,
it's not like this person's doing anything in this Odyssey gameplay. It's just he just took a clip of this person jumping and then running for about 30 feet, and then
are the
Dead Space 3
for transforming once iconic single-player franchises into evolving social, mostly online-only experiences.
New game.
Dead Space 3 is not a good example of that.
Single-player games are great to play with family and friends on a couch.
Well, no, it's not.
Take a shot
it's a
every
single-player
time.
game, you idiot.
I don't even understand his point with that one. Like, fucking multiplayer games suck. But I love playing single-player games with people. You're like, wait...
You can't play single-player games with people.
And a lot of people don't want that. Single-player games are great to play with family and friends on a couch. They allow us to often replace the competitive side of gaming with the explorative side, to go on a quest.
What does that even mean?
He's
Well, no, I
fucking-
think I understand what he means.
Yeah, but he's near the end of the video, so now he's going to sound like say important things.
But that's a weird thing to say. Single-player games are really fun to play with people. I mean, that's like... Here's the thing.
Oh, yeah, whenever I
maybe
have
he
friends over, we just, like, take turns, like, playing The Witcher 3.
It's
Every
very
time you die.
strange. It's just one of those things where if it was said, then if I was saying that out loud, I would stop and be like, wait, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't pass the smell test. Because I don't do scripts, but just hearing that come out of my mouth, I'd be like, eh.
I mean,
And
I
when I'm
have
listening over
played single-player games with friends on the couch, but it wasn't fun because most of us had to watch as someone else did all the fun shit.
Yeah, and I'm not a big video game watcher. Also, I wonder what's going to happen in this clip of whatever this game is.
That takes us far away
Uncharted
from our real
4.
life has to paint a new picture for what could
There's
have
a
been
DLC in
possible
it.
if we maybe
Yeah.
lived in a different time period.
She
To
got
take our
shot.
time and
No.
get to know a character like Geralt, to walk on the
Why
moon.
are you showing a picture
I'm
instead
sorry.
of the gameplay?
It's rare that people are going to fucking play a multiplayer game to get to know characters. That is not the point of multiplayer.
Yeah, it's about competing against other humans.
If you didn't have any interesting characters or gameplay or anything in single player, then yeah, you would be playing it. That's what single player is. Multiplayer is to compete. He's like, oh, it's nice to play single player because you don't have to go to the competitive nature. And it's like, that's the point of multiplayer, to fight against other people. It's like complaining that competitive games are competitive.
Fight an evil bad dude or throw a fireball from our hand. It's more often than not for the joy of the experience and living in an impossible world, not the necessity of being the best. Coming in first.
These edits are
That's
so
topping the leaderboard.
strange.
He just said that it's nice to play something that's not about being the best. It's like, well then, why you?
But you have to be the best in single player so that you can win.
That's the point of multiplayer. Like, why play multiplayer and not be the?
You
like,
have
what?
to be better than the game to beat the game.
That's actually true too. Like, the reverse video is someone saying something like, "I like multiplayer because in single player you don't get to fight against other people. You don't get to explore the depths of humanity's conflict. You don't, just more philosophical shit. You're just like, well, yeah, that's not what single player is. So bad."
Many have sunk into the ocean, some have survived, while others have been converted to more practical and mainstream application, and the rest have been reconstructed for monetary reasons.
What
I
a
hate his
strange
scripts.
edit.
Being a single
Not to
make any
mention
sense.
the strange things that he said. It's such a big combination. That whole little 15-second bit there, the visuals and what he says. It's all
Topping the
just a
leaderboard.
mindfuck.
Many have sunk into the ocean, some have survived, while others have been converted to more practical and mainstream application,
Oh,
and
so
the
they
rest
survived.
have been reconstructed for monetary reasons.
What game is that?
That's an Uncharted game, right?
Yeah, that's still Uncharted 4.
So is he
Uncharted
saying
4.
that? Is he saying Uncharted has been?
I mean,
Changed for
Uncharted
monetary
4
reasons?
had, like, huge praise for being a good game.
I don't understand. Downward thrust, help me. Oh wait, sorry. We're coming to the point where he's going to ask his question. It's going to have to be.
minutes.
It's going to be really insightful.
So, what do
Being
you
a
prefer?
single-player gamer in
kettle corn or
2018 is full
popcorn?
of challenges, not the least of which is finding a good game.
What do you mean it's full of challenges? Jesus, just playing video games. Stop making it sound like it's a job.
Well,
Being a single-player
if
gamer
this
in
was Rings of
2018
Redemption that we were talking about.
Yeah.
True.
is full of challenges, not the least of which is finding a good game to play consistently. Single-player
Fuck
games
off.
Single player games are not meant to be played until the end of time. You're supposed to experience them and move on. It's kind of the point. Like, obviously you can replay, but then again, you'll come to an end. You'll be like, okay, I think I'm done playing this now. Jesus.
are often self-contained as well. Small dosage products that are best
Why would they not be self-contained?
enjoyed played through once, so we often finish them long before we find the next one we want to play. So we often
God.
turn towards the indie game or the low-budget gem, but in all honesty, many of us still crave that big AAA single-player game.
Why?
Perhaps the odd blockbuster single-player
There's no way you've played all of the big AAA games, you son of a bitch. You're just lying.
I'm just like why? Like who gives? I mean, I guess
if
it
anything-
basically comes down to graphic. And
If
scale.
anything, all the big AAA games this year have not been particularly good.
That's the other aspect. Like, what is he? Is it that he doesn't like that the graphics aren't good enough in the indie games? Is that the problem?
I mean,
Length
look at
of
Ori and the
campaign?
Blind Forest. That's like one of the most gorgeous video games I've ever played. And it's a little indie game.
It's
Same for Hollow Knight. I wonder, because this is the thing: indie games excel usually because they take one aspect and blow it out of the park with it. But you'll find that a lot of them do more than one. Like, doesn't Hellblade break his whole thing here?
The single player thing? Well, yeah, so does Divinity Original Sin 2.
He's
so does
like,
a lot of other games from 2017.
Fucking, we could go to indie, but like, we want that AAA experience. Oh,
Yeah,
such
like,
a bad video.
Hellblade 2 was, like, it's one of those games that I'll point to and say, man, the graphics aren't everything, but damn, when a game looks really good, it really can help. If a game looks amazing, it can really help an already good game. But then again, I play a shit ton of like Stardew Valley and Enter the Gungeon, stuff like that. So,
Player game is meant to be rare these days, I guess,
What?
making it all the more memorable when these days finally come around.
What?
And I think-
As if these people work together, as if all these single-player developers are all like, is it
Shit,
my
he's
turn to
gonna-
release? No, it's your turn.
Kratos has to push his son off the ledge to get the Infinity Stone.
Of course.
Many of us have become used to or numb to seeing some of those AAA franchises turned over to the live gaming side to fuel some unknown monetary agendas.
Is this
Unknown
Destiny?
monetary agendas. It's called making money.
Is this Destiny?
This is
Yeah.
Destiny.
And he put this on when he said, I want to just hear that again.
To seeing some of those AAA franchises turned over to the live gaming side to fuel some unknown monetary agendas. But
Destiny was
How would they be unknown if you know their monetary agendas?
It's like an unknown monetary agenda. They want to make money. That's its own goal.
That's unknown.
Unknown monetary agenda.
It's like unknown known agenda.
Unknown monetary agenda. That's insane. It's just called making money.
I mean, that's really
Oh
all
my
you need
God.
to know. It's that
Like, you have
Bungie's
you
fucking
have a
greedy-ass
hidden
company that wants
agenda.
money.
I'll never get tired of a downward thrust video. And you're right, this video is very well received. People, the top comment is single player 2018 equals tired of multiplayer idiocracy. It's like, what are you? What?
What?
People are agreeing with him. Someone said, like, grew up playing single player on my PS1, and I shall remain a single player fan. I love me some expansive worlds and thrilling story and engaging characters. We've already established those exist.
I don't know. People just like
Nobody's
think.
listened to this video.
nobody
They've just
nobody thinks and nobody's critical.
like, it makes us sound really vain, but like, seriously,
this, this is honestly the best turn off your brain channel on YouTube. Like, just don't
Yeah.
pay attention to anything he says.
and
you'll like the
imagine
video.
everything he's saying for yourself.
Just
Like, listen to
words.
him and go, he's saying that I like single player games, and that's true. I like this guy.
Yeah. So just random video game clips, right? Just random video games with random clips of those video games playing. Words that don't really have much meaning, contradictions, outright false statements, but it's okay because you're not thinking because you're just eating it, just gargling it down.
But the ones that avoid that treatment prove to this industry that they are indeed some of the best and most excellent adventures that one.
They're the best and
Best and most excellent.
They're the bestest and the greatest, and I love
they're,
them.
they're not
so
sending
much.
their best or their most excellent.
Some of these single player games, there's some bad hombres.
I'll never get tired of his scripts.
Can partake in. Not every game has to come with a catch, a bigger world, a service-based online
it tastes
application,
like
an
glue.
in-game store, or a 2-year development plan post-release to fill in the missing content that may have been ripped out at launch for resale.
Why wouldn't
Good
you
single-
fucking show No Man's Sky for that? Why would you miss that opportunity?
I think it's interesting too. You notice some things about the clips that he goes back to, where some of these will just be random clips, but some of these, like here, they're clearly from the same playthrough of a game. Like this,
Oh, yeah.
like his Moon Crash footage is from a playthrough that he did, and the other clips are just completely randomized. But there will be the one he goes back to and it's it's clearly from a timeline of events.
Yeah,
Very strange.
Clean Prince Gaming got like not exposed. I wouldn't be that aggressive about it, but like the people pointed out how
People caught on.
he takes other people's footage and then zooms in on it to avoid watermarks and try and be like, "This is all my shit. I know this game." And then you check his Steam
exposed.
profile.
Yeah, that's exposed. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like he doesn't actually play the game at all. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, like that's the thing that if you did on your channel, I like wouldn't talk to you. That's just stealing other people's shit. It's like you're a video game channel and you can't be fucked to play a video game.
But they gotta poop out a video every day, Rags. Come on.
Yeah, well, maybe they
Player
should set up
games
that
are
restriction for themselves. For
out there. You just gotta do a little digging, and you gotta tell those video game makers to keep them that way.
Video game what?
Thanks for watching.
Video game maker.
Oh, I thought he said video game niggers.
I'm just impressed he didn't say devs. He just went video game makers. It's like, oh, it's so
Sure.
Content that
cute.
may have been ripped out at launch for resale.
Do you really
Good
think
single
the
player
way he
games
would
are
have
out
said
there? You
shit.
just gotta do a little digging, and you gotta tell those video game makers to keep them that way. Thanks for watching, guys.
It
I really
would've been
appreciate
funny
it.
if that's
this
what he
video was made
said.
possible by you, the community, and the generous support of my Patreon as well. So
This video was made possible by you. Don't insult me.
Yeah, I don't
Any
want to
way you
have
can
my
support
name.
the channel,
I don't want to
I
have
really-
my vague name associated with this garbage.
appreciate it, and you guys have a fantastic day. We'll see you guys in our next video.
Oh
I
man, he
know.
didn't ask us a question.
Was
What
Sea of
do you
Thieves gaming's
think?
biggest ripoff?
Oh,
No.
no, it was No Man's Sky.
Yeah, it was No Man's Sky.
Beat it a little bit faster.
Well, that's a nice
Jeez.
update from Down with Thrust. Is just as awful as we remember.
Great.
When did he make this?
This is
A
one of his
while
newer
ago.
ones, isn't
Is
it?
this after his Phoenix from the Ashes rebirth?
I'm pretty sure it is. July
Ugh.
31st, this was.
I'm glad that he'll be providing us with content for.
Dude, he's got a
Long
video
time
called
coming.
An Important Message Spider-Man Leaves Behind. What?
An important message Spider-Man leaves behind. It'll probably that single player games are in their prime. Is probably what he's gonna fucking say.
And the-
It's never
the
better to be spoiler.
The thumbnail is a picture of Spider-Man, and it says, "Never rule a game out."
What did people do that with Spider-Man?
I don't... God, this
'Cause
channel
people
is
were
so
ogling over
bad.
that game, both like before and while it was out.
I mean,
Like,
the only
now,
real
people are still-
controversy I've seen involving Spider-Man was the whole graphics thing.
Yeah. But I've heard nothing but great things about the game, and I'm glad people are enjoying it.
Yeah.
Very
I'd put-
strange. Very strange.
Ugh. Down with Thrust. Too much. What are we
What
doing
I'm
now,
gonna do
Wolf?
is I'm gonna take this empty firewater bottle, and I'm gonna go put it up, and then I'm gonna have a tinkle, and then I'll return.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my plan.
All right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do that here. Get that out of the way. Take care of that, so I don't have to do it later on in the middle of the video that we're going over. Figure it's best to go ahead and get all that stuff out of the way now, in between videos.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it's probably gonna be best to do it now. You know.
It's the intelligent thing to do.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer I could kind of put it off.
You should go do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to inconvenience you guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, here I go.
Goodbye. Is he gone now?
We can only hope. Bring Downward Thrust on the podcast. God.
Like he would do that. So
No, you wouldn't, but it's funny.
So, of the videos that I got queued up, we have, if it will allow me to fucking exit out, another Jared Genesis attacking Rags, or Movie Bob's Last Jedi video.
How long have we been going for?
Surprisingly, not that long. It's only been 2.5 hours.
I love this. It's not long. For
we just judge it by like, oh, well, 4 hours is typically the longest.
How many meals have we skipped? It's like, oh, just the one.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's about 2 or 3. A couple bathroom breaks too. So we probably have enough time to do both of them. Rags is a handler. I'm sure we'll get a lot of good out of that one. Especially since his Alien review was so brief.
What does he mean, a handler, anyway? I mean, yeah, I'm curious now what that video is going to be.
Yeah. I've heard handler used sometimes, but I don't really know. A person who handles or deals with certain articles or commodities. A person who trains or has trained of an animal. Or has charge of an animal. Chelsea handler? Well, I guess we will discover what a handler is.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Rags is fucking destroying his kitchen right now.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I hate when people don't like mute when they do blah blah blah." And he's like,
"Oh god, I love how he said that he didn't like people chewing into their microphones, but I distinctly recall him doing exactly that in one of these podcasts."
Don't let him know that.
The best part is he said that as I was drinking Pepsi, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Alrighty.
So, Rags,
yes.
we have a video that's apparently proving that you're a handler.
What is a handler?
How can you not know what a handler is? Everyone knows what is a handler.
Well, I mean, if I am one, then maybe I just take it for granted. Like, I don't even think about it.
I think it depends on what you handle in your hands. Unlike night.
Handle these nuts?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Well, Jared Genesis thinks you're a handler. So,
he does.
Yeah. It's got quite a bit of a hate boner for you.
A handler.
Very interesting.
Yeah, let's see what that is. I'd love to know what that means. That's an interesting by the way, down there.
Yeah, that
With
is
the A.
interesting.
Yeah.
Stylish.
Capital. It's
Yeah.
capital.
It's a capital A, yeah.
A.
There you go.
You're just jealous.
Now you capitalize
I
shit,
wish the
of
rest.
course.
Yeah, I was about to say. I wish the rest of his text was had capitals in it.
How's it going, guys?
Fresh out of the
Genesis
shower.
Here. So I
Nice
recently
and
had a
clean.
person of interest warn me about a few things on the internet, and
Person of
my
interest.
stalkers, these lovely humans.
A person of interest warned me.
My stalkers.
Interesting. That's very funny.
He has
Who I
people
love so
stalking him.
Jeez, yeah. Ugh.
much. And I just want to say this really quick because I didn't mention this on a video I made about Rags, but you know, you guys can laugh at me for saying this, and I know I'm saying it with my hair all messed up too, which kind of adds to the cringe
just
of the
assumed it was
video.
always like that.
The lotion.
What goes through Matt's head? It's like, okay, if your hair's messed up and you like maybe put on a shirt or whatever,
Yeah,
just
put on a
those
shirt
things.
and comb it before you do the video. No one's
Just
forcing
take a
you
minute.
to jump on the computer this moment. Put a hat on. I'm wearing a hat right now. I like hats.
No, can't do it. He's gotta just
in my hair, but
do that shit.
He says this as though this
I
is the
really believe
craziest
that
his hair has
Rags
ever
is a
looked.
handler. Now, let me just explain this really quick.
Okay, good.
On the
Please.
internet, you have fanboys, but then you also have handlers. You have perps. Okay, perps are people who work for handlers. These people are bought and paid for, guys. This is a sick world we live in.
Okay, what's a
These
handler,
fucking
though?
vacant
I think a handler is someone who has perps working for them.
Oh, that
So
explains it.
I have perps working for me.
Wait,
which
what's a perp then?
Good question.
people?
nobodies. This is how they make money. They're literally paid to troll people.
Rags,
why
do you
else
pay
think
perps to
people-
troll it?
The idea that Rags pays people to go stalk Jared Jensen.
While I struggle to think of a better use for my money than to pay anonymous people online to stalk a channel that uploads everything publicly. Gee, that'd be expensive. I don't think I do. I don't remember it.
You
Maybe
probably
I
just
am.
pay all these Chinese slaves like 3 cents a day.
Yeah, the Chinese will do it for fucking cheap. Oh man,
You
Maybe
can't
it's-
say
That's a
that.
racialism.
You can't say that because now he's gonna know.
oh yeah.
Yeah, you've admitted it live, exposed.
Uh-oh.
This just in:
People
Rags
hacked.
uses Chinese children to troll
This just
Jared
in,
Genesis.
Rags supports the Chinese economy.
channel as small as mine. You know? And so this Rags
Wait,
guy,
what?
what he's
Wait,
doing
what?
is he's actually, they're literally paid to troll people. Why else do you think people would attack a channel as small as mine?
I've that's gift material right there.
Because you are an oddity, Jared.
Jared,
I think
there's... oh my god.
Oh man, because I don't care how big or small you are. And I've said this many times. I don't care about the size of your channel. It's interesting that he we're gonna go to the capitalizations here, but he says Rags is a handler, and the is lowercase, but A is capital.
Rags is a handler.
Maybe it's the type of handler that I am. It's like diabetes.
Type A handler.
He's a type A handler. We can cure type B handlers, but you know,
You know? And so this Rags guy, what he's doing is he's actually paying people to fuck with me. The reason I know
This
is
Rags guy
because-
sounds like an asshole.
man, he sounds like he's made of money. Jesus, I wish this Rags was me, where I could just, I had so much money to just give it to random people to troll this one guy.
It's just not worth it.
It isn't.
We
It
can,
really
we can
isn't,
do it all
man.
by ourselves. We don't need to pay people.
Yeah, we'll do it for free.
This person of interest told me that these people who were fucking with me are 4chaners and are also fans of Rags.
The crossover of 4chaners and people who like me.
Damn.
Oh, who is this person of interest? I'm curious. He's probably anonymous. It's probably some anonymous guy, and he's just running with it.
I'm kind of assuming that the person of interest is Jared, and it's just like his alter ego talking to himself.
He thinks of himself as a person of interest. He's like, well, I'm interested in me.
Well, he does have substance.
That's true. He's got a lot.
So I'm about 98% sure this Rags guy is a handler. You guys, a lot of you guys just have no idea what a matrix world we live in. These people who you may see as your hero are actually crooks. These people are like mafia crooks. This
You're
is how
part
twisted
of the
YouTube
mafia,
is.
Rex.
YouTube
Mafia
is
crooks.
this-
That's
I
kind
think he's a
of
mafia as well.
mafia crooks. You can't just make a video about people anymore. You have to get like the crime and the mafia involved, and you're a handler, and you're grooming an army of children and weird shit like that. Why can't you just make a video about somebody, man? Oh, the good old days.
actually crooks. These people are like mafia crooks. This is how twisted YouTube is. YouTube is a sick, twisted place. I can't emphasize that enough. The reason
God, imagine being at that point where you believe this. It's like, you must have nothing going on.
Oh, of course he has nothing going on. What do you think he does all day?
This
This
is
is why I
Jared
still
Genesis
make
we're
videos.
talking about here.
Wait, do
true.
we know in the Jared lore if he has a job or not?
Oh, do you
Oh,
think he has a job?
He goes to karate lessons. That's all I know. Lore-wise, I don't think Jared's confirmed anything yet. I think they're
Do you
saving
think
it for season 2, as far as I know.
Do you think that his karate lessons are like he's like the only 30-plus-year-old guy in there, and everyone else is like a kindergartner,
He like tries to beat them up and fails.
and they kick his ass, and he plays it off as he's letting them win, you know?
though is because I want to expose them. That's the main reason I make these videos. But I just wanted to say to everyone who follows Rags, be extremely careful with this guy, because I would call him at this point a dangerous person.
Oh boy, jeez.
Wow.
God damn,
man.
I'm gonna have to block you and kick you from the stream, Rags. Because
Alright,
you
sorry, man.
strike me as a very dangerous person.
You're a
I don't want
dangerous person.
I don't want people to be afraid of me or think I'm dangerous. I want people to, like me and think they can talk to me.
No.
No,
But-
I mean,
Dangerous.
look how horrible of a person you are. You're just such a danger to my life and definitely to Mauler, especially given how much
Definitely
time you
me.
spend with him.
Definitely me.
I'm indoctrinating him into my fascist, furry, alt-right autocrat.
You know what?
um,
Yesterday,
homophobic
Rags
cult.
asked me if I'd like to become a handler.
Yeah,
I completely
Jesus.
forgot to tell you. That was, yeah.
it just
So-
skipped my mind.
It only
I
just
forgot he
came up
asked me
now.
that.
So yeah, Rags, I got your number, dude.
I would have thought that.
Handler.
Well, I'm number 1, so that's easy to remember there. But yeah, it skipped my mind when he asked me to be a handler. I thought he meant something else, I guess.
And again, you guys can laugh at me. I don't really give two shits in a fuck. I've dealt with all kinds
Two
of
shits
sick and
a
twisted people.
I don't give 2 shits a fuck. Really? Is that what he says? That should be on a shirt.
And again, you guys can laugh at me. I don't really give two shits in a fuck. I've dealt
Two
with
shits
all
and a
kinds
fuck.
of sick and twisted people on the internet. And,
Was that a
you know,
two
I should have
girls,
known.
one cup reference?
No.
No, I don't.
Two shits and a fuck?
I think he wanted to sound like cool and laid back, but it came across as like really awkward.
I don't give 2 shits and a fuck. He's like, oh.
And it kind of sounds like he said 2 shits in a fuck.
Oh no.
Wait,
Oh no, no.
Press your butthole together.
No.
There was something about this guy. Because think about this, guys.
Yeah.
Think about
Why
it.
would a person, okay, why would a person with like fucking 400, what does he have, like 400,000 subs? Why would he
wish.
fuck with me? You know, if
Because you're funny.
You're hilarious.
I'll say this: you're more fascinating than funny.
Look, you are the fat, actual American Tommy Wiseau.
You are legitimately an interesting individual.
Oh, can you imagine a movie made by
Oh god.
Jared Genesis?
Oh man, that's
Directed,
proud-
written, and stars.
We
Yeah,
could just
don't-
call it the
don't give your
bedroom.
money.
The bedroom.
Yeah, instead of room, it's bedroom.
Yeah, room is capitalized. The bedroom.
You could put the bed in parentheses.
Yeah, these losers are giving money to some nobody like Wings of Redemption when you need to be giving money to Jared Genesis, because if you gave him money to direct a movie, he'd do it. You know, he'd do it.
if
Then you
this
nuke the
wasn't for some
project.
Yeah, it would
Like-
be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Scooby Doo crossover.
He'd finish it and then delete it and be like, no, this isn't me, guys.
I don't really want fame or money, you know.
I'm okay with
I-
only having 50 subscribers.
It's weird because you hear a lot of people say that they don't want money or fame, and a lot of the times these are people who can't get money or fame. Like, I guess
mean,
it's
he had a chance. He nearly was there.
He's got 329 subs.
On this channel, but this is his dead channel.
Nah, that's a shame.
kind of sick motive, other than just trolling, why would he fuck with a nobody like me?
I like
It
how his
doesn't
skin
make
tone
sense.
keeps changing.
It's the screen is.
I want to know what's happening on his screen that's doing this.
Yeah, man, it's like a kaleidoscope of melanin.
He's
Very
slowly
interesting.
becoming black.
Yeah, but just don't overthink it.
Can you imagine
It's really
a black
necessary.
Jared?
Black Jared.
Jared, do
Yeah,
blackface,
he's
please.
trying to overthink it. Yeah, it's just you said some funny stuff, and I did a response to him, and then you weren't part of my life anymore, and now you are again. So, oh, what tangled was we weave.
I'm telling you guys, this Rags dude, he is a fucking handler. This guy is a sick piece of shit.
What is
and I
that?
seriously hope
You
Very
still haven't
strange.
explained it.
Maybe the camera is catching like the daylight coming through the window.
I mean,
Trying to,
he's
like-
kind of explained it. Rags pays people to troll other people, and they're from 4chan? Question mark. That makes him a handler.
I guess.
that he's brought to justice. That's all
Good.
I really
Bring it
have
to
to say on
justice.
this video. I just
That's all I have to say.
Brought
but
to
we're
justice.
still got a minute and a half.
That's all. That's what he says
Anyway,
all the
guys.
time.
Anyway, guys, Yeah, we're gonna
Just
keep
wanted to
going.
mention that really quick, and I want to give a special thank you also to this person of interest who I won't
Is he
mention.
watching a movie on his monitor? I
He
really
might.
want to
He's
know.
looking at something. I mean, he's looking at something.
Maybe it's one of Rags' videos.
He's letting the hate build up inside of him. I don't
Let
know.
the hate flow through.
Got that, then an arrow, and then the word handler, just to make sure he knows the point of his.
He's
Yeah,
got to
it's
remind
like-
himself what he's talking about.
He found just a Shiba Inu dog on Google search, and there's the arrow. It says handler, and that's it. That's all that's on the screen. Maybe it's spinning around to keep him focused.
He's looking at Doge memes, thinking it's you.
Yeah, I was like, this asshole. Ah, he's real in the flesh.
How dare he say very well?
These sick trolls are just
Sick
hilarious. Like, they're just sad people, man. It really, you know,
You make us happy, though.
Yeah, he seems all right with it.
Yeah, he did that little dance with his little wing wang floating around.
Apparently, people sent that to his parents.
Why? No.
Yeah.
Don't do that. First off, the fact that you know who his parents are is fucking weird as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
That's fucked up.
Apparently, they doxed him and sent that to his parents, which is...
Jesus, come on.
I mean, granted, he should not have posted that video. That was retarded of him. But you don't...
that was retarded, but
You don't
fuck,
send that to
man.
people's parents. I mean, come on.
Jesus.
What, do they send
dude.
like on Facebook or something?
I don't know. He made a video where he said that, thanks for sending it to my parents, you trolls.
Oh, so we
Jesus.
don't have actually any confirmation that happened.
No, but it is something that I can imagine happening.
I mean, so yeah, there are cruel people out there who would
Yeah,
do terrible
we can
shit like
definitely
that.
definitely say we're totally against that. Leave him alone. Just
Yeah,
don't-
come on.
Don't
Jesus.
do that shit. I mean, look,
That's fucked up.
he's a funny guy. He's an idiot. But,
Don't hurt him.
I mean, I don't get the idea that people have where they feel the need to send shit to people's families. Even if they did something like horrible, I don't see why people feel the need to do that. But definitely don't send that to Jared's family. Don't
Yeah,
send
it's
anything
like,
to
do you
Jared.
want him to
don't
get his
dox
computer
people.
taken away?
yeah, that's a great place to start. Don't dox people.
Yeah, don't dox anyone ever. Don't do it.
Didn't really expect them to quit after some of the videos that I made here recently, but I know eventually they'll get tired of me, and they'll move on because they're autistic and they have, you know, the memory of a goldfish. You know, the fucking,
Jesus, Jared,
IQ
you
of a goldfish.
just insulted autistic people.
The memory and the IQ of a goldfish.
Ah.
Not only are they stupid, they can't remember how stupid they are.
Not only that is some insane projection coming from the guy who said that Darth Vader killed Rey in Rogue One.
He watched the deleted scenes.
Fish. You know, they're just here over looking at something one day, and then the next day they're, you know, spreading their autism somewhere else. But
Okay.
Oh yeah, it gets on the walls, it drips on the floor.
Well, you see, Jared, the Predator taught me that autism is actually the next stage in human evolution. So you shouldn't be shouldn't be insulting
Goes to
people.
show what he knows.
Yeah, Shane Black is a great movie director and writer.
He's just a great movie.
shitty thing though is that there's numerous people on YouTube who, you know, numerous goldfish who will swim up to my channel, and you know, then I
Goldfish
have
are
to
so
deal with
nice,
them.
though.
So it's kind of
and they're quiet.
They don't bother you.
Yeah. Goldfish are pretty easygoing critters. They swim around.
like just a fucking. It's like I feel like I'm in an aquarium. I'm in some sort of like terrarium, I guess. If you want to be technical.
Well, I guess
Really,
this
so-
room could count as that.
I agree
It's
with
just
him. in that
Jared's just
assessment.
floating around.
This is not a camera. This is a window, and
Yeah,
we're
it
at
is
a
a
zoo.
window. It is,
we're
it is
like,
a
oh,
two-way
wow.
window into another world.
It's a window into his soul.
The world of Jared.
What if Jared found out he was like in the Truman Show, where he's like,
Oh god.
he's like, this is all a show, and like he's such a tism that he has people watching him as a show within the show. Like we're a part of the show, watching him as a show.
Well, I mean, there was that one time where we were watching him, watching Rags, watching him. So,
And
there
he
is an argument-
watched that, if you remember, and responded
Yeah,
to
we
it.
watched him watching me watch him.
So maybe that's another part of the Jared lore.
Very meta. Multiple
Just a show within a
universes,
show within a
universes,
show
within a
other
show.
realms. Who knows, man?
On reptiles. I'm in a terrarium, and I get to see different people come up to the terrarium and sort of, look at me.
Oh
you know.
god, this is actual confirmation then.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows
So-
what's? Maybe it's real to him, but that doesn't mean jack shit for the rest of it.
I imagine that there's people that just like come up to his window and like say, "Hey, Jared, do something stupid."
It's interesting. It's almost like he's in a different dimension, but he shares the same YouTube as us. Like when he posts to YouTube in his world, we can also see it and comment on it and things.
Maybe.
It's strange.
And just like
Was
decide
that his
whether or not
impression of a
to-
fish?
After him saying that, there's a bunch of scientists like, he's aware. It's like, no, it's just, he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He suspects, but it's not blown yet.
It's exactly like that scene from the Truman Show where the two guards were looking at him through the mirror cam, and they're like, "Oh shit, he knows."
And Jared's like, yeah, I'm in a TV show. And they're like,
Oh, okay. We don't got to call the boss anymore. Good.
Yeah. Like, everyone shut up. No one called a general.
be an asshole and then walk away. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm like a fucking.
Yeah, but you're making these videos and posting them. Like you're making a conscious decision to do this and put it out there. You can't say that we're like watching you all the time. We can only see what we can only see into your life as much as you put out there yourself for us to see. Like all we have to go by is the videos that you make. I don't know why it's not confusing.
Own an iguana. I used to actually own a few reptiles, but this shit is just getting out of.
But what? What happened to them? Where are they?
What was the point of that?
Where are the iguanas, Jared? Where are the iguanas?
Show us the
There's gonna be
iguanas. Jared.
there's like a whole section on the wiki that's just titled "The Iguanas." The information is limited on the iguana.
The iguana. Yeah, Jared's wiki page. There's a section for iguana.
Do you think they're under his bed?
Well, the actual existence of the iguanas can neither be confirmed nor denied.
Theoretically, they may be in control of Jared.
Jared has spoken at length, ambiguously, about the potential existence of iguanas in his past. These may or may not be figments of his imagination. Whether or not the iguanas speak to him.
Do you think the iguanas are like symbolic for something?
Maybe he gets iguanas and turtles confused. And so he thinks the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are iguanas.
What if the iguanas is a message? Like he's trying to tell us something subtly,
Like
but
if we rearrange the word iguanas to get...
It's like the name of the man, the German man who's doing all of this.
if we twist the letters in the word iguana and form it into something from Japanese, maybe we can get a message that he's trying to hide from his captors.
Yeah, the clue is in the iguanas. The clue is in the iguanas. The iguanas are the key to breaking out of this prison.
Leonardo da Vinci wrote about the iguanas so long ago. We have to find the iguana code.
Yeah, Michelangelo didn't paint those fucking iguanas on the Sistine Chapel.
Get Dan Brown on this. Come on.
Code.
Man, that's all I really have to say, though, guys, on this video. So thanks for watching. Peace.
Well, now I'm really concerned. I want to know about the iguanas, Jared. Tell us about the iguanas, please.
We need a whole video for the iguanas.
Oh boy. What time is it? We've only been going an hour?
No.
No way, that can't be true.
No,
Why
we've
is
been
my
going for
clock
3.
fucked up?
I was going to say, is it possible we can potentially wrap up? Because I am at a
we
point
can
of
save this.
falling to sleepy times over in Britain.
Yes. Yes.
You think you're gonna be put to sleep by a Bob Chipman video?
Oh, I hate him so much. His videos are so bad, and he makes no sense. He's insane.
His videos are terrible.
When we do the next EFAP, he's going to be the first person we cover as well, because he's got a video on plot holes, which people are saying, when is the next EFAP? And I'm just like, I love it. Next time on EFAP.
You can't EFAP too often.
Exactly. It's an acquired thing too, and you don't want to do it in front of certain people. Some people don't enjoy it. Publicly, though, I think depending on where you are, you can do it.
Yeah, you should only do it with certain people that you trust.
Yeah, like Louis C.K. He EFAP'd. Wasn't a very good idea.
He's the mascot of the channel.
We can make him as the channel icon.
But yeah, we'll probably do one of them next week, depending on everybody's availability times. And it was really awesome to meet the Act Man as well. Had a lot of fun with him in this podcast.
Yeah, he did a great job. He contributed the most.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Act Man. Glad having you on.
Did he say he'd be here? Because when I first showed up, he was here for like 10 seconds and he didn't say anything.
Well, he wasn't here. It just showed his icon as it was calling him. But he did say he was going to be here, and then he wasn't.
You're just gonna leave it out of the title, or you're gonna say like?
Well, I guess you got to change the title now. You got to change the thumbnail too. Oh well. Well,
Neat.
It was good talking with you guys again.
It was fun.
Yep.
Can't wait for Downward Thrust to release video apologizing for his low quality content as of late. Thing is, that one is done well, so apparently that's like canonically a good video from him, and it's like, okay.
Canonically.
So he'll see it.
Yeah.
The fucking thumbnail for that video says it's hard but not hopeless.
You can take that out of context pretty well.
About single player gaming, it's like, you're such a sad fucking faggot to say something like that about gaming. Gaming is hard, but it's not hopeless.
Did gaming die or was it murder?
Was it murder?
That's the stupidest fucking tagline I've ever heard on a YouTube
Why
video.
did you murder gaming?
It's like Titanfall 2. Did it die or was it murdered?
One of his newest ones is called "Don't Let Publishers Fool You About Microtransactions."
Is that a Downward Thrust video or a Clean Price?
He's got the Emperor on the front of the fucking thumbnail.
What?
It's a Downward Thrust, and it's just like, yeah, your channel is so bad. Also, yeah, he's 293692. I don't know if he's still losing subs. I kind of just hope he is at this point.
He was at like 304,000, I think.
Yeah, he was. Last time I checked, he was at 296.
Well, his views are in the shitter, so.
Yeah, he's still losing subs as well. I would call that maybe not hemorrhaging, but definitely bleeding.
Well, people caught on to the fact that his commentaries are vapid and they say nothing.
Well, that's the problem when you make videos that are based off of the big hits, is that people see the big hits and they say, oh, I'll sub to this guy because I'll get another thing like that. And then he's like, what's this shit?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even think my Agony video would get more than like 20,000 views, and it's almost at 200,000 for some reason.
Well,
and that was by the time I made that video, it was like a couple months since that game came out, so I missed out on the whole, like, getting it out when it was like super relevant. But I just hated the game so much, I was like, all right, I want to make a video on this. And then it actually got a bunch of views.
Well, it's one of those things where you'll get the big boost from the hits at first, and then they'll bleed away as people realize, oh, the rest of your content doesn't match the one that I came here for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that they think it's not necessarily they think your other content's bad. It's just not what they think they signed up for.
Yep.
And until he gets 0 subscribers, we will continue to cover him. Good old downward. I mean, at least he makes us explore the topics that he brings up, you know? So at least we can be like, oh, well, if you
Yeah, I mean,
consider this.
we spent time researching what games are front-heavy, and we couldn't find one.
And it kind of explores the dynamic. So in his videos, when he's writing them, he's like, I can say that there's not really many. And then he's like, wait, let's type it in. Let's see how right I am. It's like, oh, there's 100 results. Well, if I just crop it... Hopefully people won't notice. And then with us, it was like, oh wow, there's a shit ton. And it's like, well, of course there is, because there will always be... Like, imagine next year there's probably going to be a shit ton of single-player games again. Some of them have already been announced, I imagine. I don't know. It's like, single-player's fine. The single-player getting killed by multiplayer is a myth. But it's good to propagate myths on channels like his, because you could be like, is gaming dying?
No, it was murdered.
Those videos are funny. I want to see more. Like, whenever I get a recommended video that's taking down Downward Thrust, I'm like, sure, I'll jump in. Then it's like, he says this, even though this is this. And it's like, yep, that's Downward Thrust.
There you go. Well,
it's just his opinion.
Well, thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Bye.